That's good. Templates. Ask me anything you want to know. This is my office hours. I am going to welcome everybody. If you are just here, I'm going to wait for a couple of people to stream in. That was a terrible pun, and I did not even mean it to be that. Yeah, let's do that. Do this. But our first resume is... Actually, I need to check. Our first resume is a software engineer intern. Okay, yeah, that tracks. Is it about the time for software engineers? I guess because they'd graduate... Yeah, because they would be graduating about then. That makes sense to me internally. So, but yeah, we're gonna wait for a couple of people to come on by, and then we're gonna start the first resume review. I have my weird tea. A lot of time when I have tea, they always say like extra lemony or orangey, and I can never really taste the flavors. This one said it has burnt rice, and I actually can smell the rice. It's very weird. It tastes good, and I like it, but I wasn't expecting it to be accurate. So that was pretty shocking to me. But yeah, it's still... intern is just going to be a basic tech stack. So I don't really need to put too many keywords here because we're going to determine them based on the resume. I should be able to, I guess I should say basic knowledge of tech stack so that, oh, that's way off. So, all caps, so that I can tell at a glance what you are. That would probably make more sense given what I know of this. So, all right, let me fix that. Again, waiting for a couple of people to trickle in, and then we will begin. I have no idea how many they've actually done. That's not great, but okay, that's good. That's good. That is muted. Resume guide is up. Chill hops is up. People can hear. Sound test. Hopefully this is good. Okay, they are a first year comp science. Trying to get a summary internship advice now. Most appreciated. Love the content. Okay, cool. All right, let's review this resume. Software engineer intern. They do not know. So we're going to review a software engineer resume. Software engineer intern resume. There is a big difference. The resume that will get you a full stack, a full 40 hours a week software job is not necessarily the one that's going to get you the intern job. So this person is a first year comp science trying to get an internship. They want to know how they can improve their resume. They do not know their ratio. So, and they also said much appreciated for the content. So thank you. I appreciate that as well. Let's see. So what we're going to be looking for as an intern specifically, in particular for a bachelor's intern, master's interns are slightly different, which is sort of my answer to almost everything in recruitment is it depends. But what we're going to be looking for is a basic knowledge of the tech stack so that I can tell at a glance what you are. So basically I need to know if you're front end, back end, full stack, or something else entirely. Primarily I just need a basic knowledge of the tech stack, but it is a bonus if I can tell what you are. The other two things is I need to know that you can work well with others, and I need to know that you take direction and criticism. So those are the three things I'm going to be looking for, which again, if you're looking for a full-time engineering position after college, those qualifications are going to change. Also, this is Charizard, which I think is funny because Charizard in the Pokemon anime was very difficult to work with and took a while to take directions and criticism. That is showing my age and my nerdiness. So let's review Charizard's resume. Also, if you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe. It is very helpful to me because I don't understand the algorithm, and liking and comment helps. So, New Jersey, this should be one. This should be one line. If you have a high GPA, put it in. But it's, as you're a first year, I don't know if you would even have your GPA yet. Like, it's been a bit since I've been in college, so that's okay not to have it. But again, I do want this to be one line. Unless there's anything very particular that you've done, like won an award, got a scholarship, that kind of thing. Otherwise, your education for an intern should usually be one line, or two if you have a master's. So, software developer. Okay, so the big thing here is, and this is the part that is a little tricky, is if you're looking for an internship, it's gonna be a little bit different. So I don't know if these are, I guess, projects you've done. I don't know if they are things you've actually worked on, but you may want to move this from, instead of technical experience, to projects, because that's gonna matter, because this looks like you were doing this at the same time as you were doing this at the same time that you were doing this, and that is not going to be okay for work experience, but for projects it is. So I'm gonna need you to clarify this, and in addition, stop bolding everything. Stop bolding everything. So let's go to the actual bullet points. Developed a full stack. That's actually a good one. I'd like immediately say that. NFL football chat integrates for the project model using Python sheet with the numbers to inform fantasy decisions. Okay. Integrated OpenAI with LangChain to the machine learning model, blah, blah, blah. Designed and implemented front end using JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So these are actually okay bullet points. The order is a little off. And again, when I say basic knowledge of the tech stack, I am really looking for your primary language, maybe a library, maybe a database. You are kind of going too much. It's okay to have Panda, NumPy, and Skikit-learn. Hate that word. I will never pronounce it correctly. But you're kind of going too much into this. So what I would actually do is develop a full stack NFL Fantasy Advisor using, and then you can put like TypeScript and then JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and the Python. And then you can say here, which is using a machine learning model, using Python. So that would be solid for the tech stack. But I do want to know, and here's where I'm just scanning your resume real quick, is I don't see anything about how you worked well with others. This is, truthfully, the knowledge of the basic tech stack is in a lot of intern resumes. But I am missing how you worked well with others. This is very critical. Companies value soft skills even in jobs where there are a lot of hard skills like coding. So they really, really want to know that if they say, hey, Charizard, I gotta say, I love your gumption. Nobody says gumption anymore. I love your gumption, but your code is bad, and here's why. They want to know that you will not use Fire Breath or whatever the other moves Charizard has on them and fly away. They want to know that you can say, okay, boss, understood, let me change it. They also want to know that you can work well with others. They want to make sure they're not working with a prima donna, which nobody uses that word anymore. That this is a resume review where it shows how old I am. So yeah, that's what I'm missing, and I think actually your bullet points here are solid. You have mostly the right keywords. OpenAI is hot, so that's good. I am missing like SQL or maybe like React or API. I know that's API here, but so that's fine. But mainly SQL and cloud. But otherwise, I think the actual tech stack is here. I'm just looking through this, and I don't see how you worked well with others. Nowhere here do I see that, and that's going to be critically important. So to summarize, your formatting is a little off. You bolded too many things, and you are missing the how you worked well with others, how you took direction and criticism, and the timeline of this should probably say projects rather than technical experience. So could I pass this? I don't know. I think, again, this is a case of where if it was in 2025 and tech was on a giant downturn, I could have probably passed this. But internships are always hard to get, and it's rough for any internship. So let's move to the next resume. All right, Harris A. Coding questions while listening. Perfect. Also, let me give the dog a treat. Clem has given that. All right, Bear is in his usual spot, which is below the bed for some reason. Okay. I am running low on treats. I do know we got more, so. Oh, he heard the bag. I have to break this in half. Oh, yeah, sir. What is this? Is this a treat? Do you see it? All right. So, sit. Good boy. Good sit. Okay. Stay. Stay. Go get it. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Okay, it still says you're a possible ban evader, Harry, and I don't know how to actually stop monitoring. Okay, here we go. I have no idea why. I don't think you did anything that would ban the evade, so stop monitoring. That is, I think I did it. Okay, will no longer be monitored as suspicious. There we go. I think I fixed it. You are no longer suspicious. Do not make me regret that. So, no, I if someone advertises or they say something very mean is when I would ban people. My personal rule is, since we are reviewing resumes, try to keep it PG-13, because my biggest fear is I get you a job and then someone sees a Twitch chat and then you did not do something PG-13 and then you get fired. So I try to keep it PG-13 just because of that, because that's about corporate level, where you have to be. So, and I don't think I banned you. I think you were fine and I stopped monitoring you. So, all right. In fact, just chat real quick to make sure you are still here. I want to make sure I didn't accidentally do anything. I am still not always the best at understanding what I do in Twitch chat. So, what resume was this? This was 67-1. Okay. Don't ban me, bro. Where was that from? 67-1. And let's do over here, market. Okay, let's see. I think you're good. In fact, Harry, can you just say one thing in chat just so I make sure that I didn't do anything wrong? I hope I didn't. So yeah, just say anything to make sure I didn't click the wrong. Okay, cool. Good. I promoted somebody to mod once, and they were messing around and accidentally banned somebody, and they had to redo it. So it's the Twitch chat is not always the most intuitive. So that was a software engineer. This is a entry-level full stack dev. They're not getting any interviews. Okay, that's fair. Let's see, full stack. For full stack dev, that is going to be, I already have those written. I am very glad I have this over here of the keywords, although I probably need to update it in about a month, because keywords can change, which is the annoying part, which is very annoying. So that should be good. Am I missing any keywords? Let me just double check real quick. So full stack dev, full stack developer. Let's do experience level entry, and now, 3. Because I still have in Kentucky. That's why. That makes more sense. There's not a lot of opportunities for developers in Kentucky. All right. Let's see. Proficiency in both an FE, which is back end, front end. I've actually never seen anybody use the FEBE before. Okay, full stack engineer. Let's like a good job description. What you'll do. None of these are good job descriptions. Again, this is not all job descriptions are created equal. So within 1 week, within 6 months, what you'll receive. What do you need? Come on, man. Give me a good job, JD. This is like the third I'm looking at. All right, APIs. That's fine. Microservices. I may need to add microservices actually. So full stack, geez Louise, Python, Node.js. Yeah, there we go. Those are correct. Is there a Node or is it only Node.js? Because again, this is my lack of coding knowledge. Is there Node and Node.js, or is there just Node? So is it that and Node.js, or just, or Node equals Node.js? Because I understand Node.js equals JavaScript, but I do not know if Node and Node.js are separate and different things. Node equals Node.js. Okay, thank you, Hobobo. That's a funny name. I like Hobobo. Only Node.js, no Node. Node equals. Okay, cool. Thank you both. And welcome to the chat. No, Hobobobo. Hobobobo is a great name. Okay, so Node, got it. Let's see. I just want to make sure that these are not great job descriptions, unfortunately. Okay, so this is AWS. That's cloud, Express, DNS, Docker. Okay, because those are going to be a little bit. There's a Python got CDL. Let's do this. Cloud, and then as extra language, and also let's add like Docker language specific. Docker is a library, right? Again, I'm not a coder. I recruit them before, but not an actual coder. So if you put Python and Java before me, I would not be able to understand the difference. I assume Docker, React, Angular, CI/CD. Okay, so I think this is still mostly correct. There may be one or two that I'm missing, but this is close enough. So, language specific, library. I think that's a library. In fact, I could probably Docker. What is Docker? Docker is a platform service product. Okay, is this a library? Blah 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 blah. What is Docker? Is a operating system. Okay, so I'll just put specific, language specific stuff. So, because that's gonna vary. All right, so let's see. We've got this. Charizard was the last one. We have, let's see, 67.2. All right. So this person is entry level. All right. And anything I missed? No. Okay, cool. I need this caffeine to wake me up, even though it's like 3 o'clock. I spent all day searching for radiologic technicians and to try to determine if a dental assistant would have the correct radiological certifications from AAR to work for one of my clients, which I need to ask the manager of it, but our meeting is like Friday, so but yeah. All right, that was what I did today, and sent a lot of stuff on Indeed and LinkedIn. So let's start in 3, 2, 1. This is a entry-level full-stack developer. So what we're going to be looking for a full stack is TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and then this is going to be a bonus section, which is any additional languages such as Python, C, Java, and then also if you know Git, and then language-specific stuff, so like Docker or other language-specific stuff. So these are bonuses, but the primary one is I'm going to need to see TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Cloud, and SQL peppered throughout your resume. So this person has a ratio of 150 to 1, which is not good. In fact, I think it might actually be more than that. They just graduated, I am assuming, and they have not gotten any interviews is what they said. So let's see if we can't solve that and help them get some interviews. Now, I will say leading up to this that the IT market is still bad. Even with a phenomenal resume, you're still looking at like maybe 1 in 50, 1 in 40, especially for entry level, because there's just that much competition. So I don't want to like overpromise. It's like with this resume you'll get a 1 to 2 ratio, because even with a phenomenal resume, it's still tough. But let's see if we can't at least get you to 1 in 50. That will be the goal, is 1 in 50. So, let's look. Dedicated full-stack web developer with expertise in modern technology. Okay, I don't care about any of this. Also, this formatting is horrible. Okay, so this does say India, and I want to know I am a US-based recruiter. I can only judge this as if this was in the United States, and you apply to that. I do not know the recruiting meta in other places. So, first off, your formatting is not good. This section can be deleted. I don't care about anything here. I don't care about a technical skills section, because let me just explain it like this, because I can already tell where the issue is with this resume is I want you to think of like a very fancy meal. And during a fancy meal, you will get appetizers, and maybe the ambiance of the meal is great. But what your bullet points are and your previous experience in projects, That is the main course. Everything else about that meal is secondary. Because if you go to a restaurant and it's clean and it's kind of boring presentation and the appetizers were meh, but the main meal was fantastic, you'd go back. And that's kind of the thing with this, is the main thing you need to focus on is work experience, and then if you do not have work experience, projects. So this profile section can be deleted. This technical skills section can be deleted. You do want to keep your education, but it should be no more than one line, specifically because you just graduated. And what you're going to need to do formatting wise is below this video in the description is a link to my website. There is a link to a format. I want you to use my resume format. Boring is best with resume format. So let's actually judge the bullet points. UI UX implementation with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. This is fine, but here's the thing, and I hate saying this, UI UX does basically mean front end. There's possible the recruiter does not know that. They may think you are a UI UX designer. So what I would say is front end UI UX design implementation using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and React. Integrated APIs, MERN stack. Yeah, these are okay, but where's the SQL? Where's the cloud projects? Next, okay, yeah. So this is hard for me to even review because your formatting is so bad. So not only are these bullet points not great, your formatting is not good, so I can't even really tell. What I need you to do, remember, and I've said this before to a lot of people, the very first bullet point under each job or project needs to be a generalized description of your job that someone, that a toddler can understand, right? If you had to speak in front of a class of 5-year-olds, you need to explain that job or project to them. Then everything else under that needs to be the what, which is the qualification or keywords, the how, which is how you used it, and the why, which is why you did it. And I don't see any of that here. This is basically a bunch of keywords that don't have the how or the why, and the formatting is hard. So yeah, that is why you're having an issue with this. So resubmit it once you fix those things. I don't think I could pass with this. And I guarantee you a bunch of recruiters will go all the way here. They'll read through this, and they'll get to work experience, see UI, UX, and clock out, which isn't great, but unfortunately that's the market. So let's go to the next resume. All right. Oh, wow. Chat exploded while I was gone. All right. Thank you for the follow clap for me. What's up? What's up, baby? Been following for a while. Do you take in non-CS resumes? I'm going to have to call HR on it. That's not an appropriate greeting. But yes, I do. I do take non-IT resumes. The reason most of the things is IT is because the market's bad. But yeah, I've done cashiers. I've done accountants. I've done everything. So I do non-IT. Could it be argued that the technical skills can be left to just optimize for the ATS? Ah, Habobo. I will never get tired of saying Habobo. That is a fun name to say. The ATS does not care about that. The recruiter does. The most common myth of recruiting is that the ATS is screening and rejecting you. While it is true, some ATSs do have that ability, the vast majority of them do not. So realistically, most people are, if they apply to like 100 jobs, maybe 3 or 4 of them are going to have AI that actually scans at max, unless you're specifically applying to an AI company. That is obviously an exception. The way most ATSs sort and format resumes is first come, first serve. That's all it is first come, first serve. So that's why I also don't recommend redoing your resume for each job. That's why I say you should do it for each job description you want and then use that. So the market is bad for finance. I don't know enough about finance off the top of my head, but I will say clap for me that it's funny that by the time you graduate, the market may be different. So this is also why I have a problem with people telling like, hey, go into this because it's a hot industry, is that by the time you graduate, it may not be. Because accounting wasn't a hot industry until like a year and a half ago, and now you're highly more likely to get a job as an accountant and possibly better pay than CS. While before 2022, that was reversed. So, Moa, you submitted a resume a few days ago, which submission, I am reviewing resumes that were sent to me on January 26th right now. So, if you did it a few days ago, we got a bit of time before there. Usually the turnaround time is a week and a half for Twitch, and 3 weeks for YouTube. So COBOL is weirdly enough hot because it's not hot, so nobody learned it. So now the very few COBOL developers that are left are making big bucks. Same thing happened to me. CS was hot in 2022, and now it's a mess. Yeah, it's that's how it is. And you know what? For my own market, recruiting between 2020 and 2022, hot. You could get a recruiting job like that. You didn't need to try. They were paying big bucks. And then after late 2022, you have a ton of people left out. So I will say, and I can tell you how to determine if your market is good or not. There is a very good litmus test. I hope I am using litmus correctly. And that is if your industry is hiring a bunch of HR or recruiters, which technically recruiters are a part of HR, but we don't consider us, nor does HR consider us a part of HR, so it's a weird internal thing. But if they are hiring a bunch of HR and recruiters, your industry is going to be hot. If they are firing or laying off a bunch of HR and recruiters, you better work on your resume because your market's going to be rough. And that's a good way to tell, because we are the canary in the coal mine, which I realize not a lot of people always know that expression, but essentially we are the warning bells, both preceding and following a good and bad market. So, let's see. If you submitted it on the 29th, I will probably get to it either maybe late tomorrow on my stream or early next week on my stream. So, because it depends on how many you go through. There's a small chance I can get to it today, but it's probably not likely. So, but I would say tomorrow or Monday is your best chance. So what you're saying is 2028 is looking good for CS? I have no idea. I don't know. I can only really predict about 3 weeks in advance. That's where I'm confident predicting in advance is 3 weeks. So I have a final round interview with a company, but I don't have the resume submitted to them anymore. So would it be bad to ask for a copy of my resume? Yeah, don't do that. Just to ask that, like, It's actually possible if you go back into their ATS, it's saved a copy, and you can view the copy that they have. But if you had a final round and they liked your original resume, use that. Regardless of whether or not I think mine is better, there's a lot of different market values, and I will even say my formatting in my resume is one size fits most, but it can never be one size fits all. And there's definitely markets where another weird strategy may work, because in recruiting, the one rule is there is no one rule in recruiting. It's always going to depend, except that you always need to make sure your contact information is right, your phone number is good, your voicemail can get voicemails, and your email doesn't bounce, and to check your spam. Those are the only things that are across every industry. So, but if you do log into the job, the ATS, they may actually have that, and you can download your own resume. Really depends on which one. Let's see. Back-end full stack roles. Back-end full stack is different. All right. I have sent you my resume before. Thanks for the tips. 200 applications overall and 7 interviews, 2 internship offers. Just want to hear what else I can preview. Please do not show my name. I don't want to show your name. Did you put your name on your resume? Which normally... Okay, hold on. I got to actually check if this person doxed themselves. Oh, gosh, they did. Of course they did. Please don't show my name. And they show their own name. All right, well, let me put this here so they can't see it. All right, there we go. Do you review resumes for people in Canada? Yeah, I've reviewed people for all over the globe. I actually helped somebody in Africa get a job and the UK get more interviews, but I am primarily a US-based recruiter, so take my advice outside the US with a healthy dose of skepticism, because it may differ, right? Like, I don't know what the market is going to be in the UK, if there's anything different, and like, I think having your picture outside of the US is sometimes appropriate, but in the US it isn't. So, you know, take what I say with a healthy dose of skepticism if you're outside the United States. Just because I I have not recruited in those markets, and I do not know. I'm actually from Turkey. Can't wait for your tips and tricks when you get to me. Most jobs require you to have a picture. See, I didn't know that. Like, that's the exact opposite in the U.S. is you do not want to throw a picture. But clap for me. I'm just going to do that every time. Apparently in Turkey, you need a picture, which I did not know. So yeah, that's new for me. I'm talking about your hands. Oh God! All right, clap for me. Make sure to keep it PG-13. All right, nothing you won't say in a corporate environment. That's my rule. All right, so just keep it PG-13. All right. A lot of jobs apply for it through Greenhouse platform. Curious as what kind of data exists for the recruiter on the other side. How many kinds are anything important? Okay, so I'm gonna get cut off with an ad, but I will try to tell you. I think I've worked with Greenhouse like once, but I forgot about it. So yeah. But yeah, clap for me. Just PG-13. I don't want anybody business to see they said something inappropriate and then lose the job that I got them. So PG-13 is my rule. I am your 500th follower. Do I get a bump up in the queue? You know what? I might give you that. But I can at least tell you which one you are. What day did you do it? So that's fine. That's fine. That's why I'm warning people PG-13 because like I really don't ad. Have a bear break while we have ad. Come here, bear. Come on. Okay. Whoa, good stretch, buddy. Good stretch. Good stretch. I love you. You sugar boy. You sugar boy. Yes. Come on. I love you. Are you going to say hi? Oh, Bear's performance review. All right. Hi, baby. Okay. Come here. Come on. Look at the camera. Yes, hi. I love you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's up? Okay. All right, Clem, I'll do a performance review. Hi. I know, I love you. Yeah, you're a boy. Ugh, don't kiss me in the face. I've seen what you do. I don't want that. You get forehead kisses only. Top of forehead kisses only. So, that's what you sound like. That's what you sound like. All right, we're back. Okay, so, Hobo Bobo, we can, I haven't used Greenhouse in particular, so I don't know, well, big face. I don't know exactly all those things, but typically an ATS does, in fact, show how many times you applied to other jobs in their system. It shows my brain immediately went away. But yeah, it can show some of that kind of stuff. But basically the jobs they've applied to, their email, so we can track them, if they've ever been hired before at our company. So that kind of thing. But no, also Moa, I don't have a confirmation email. If you tell me what day you applied, I can tell you where you are in the queue though. And Wingpone, let me see. I've already got a bunch of stuff. Let me at least say, what day did you apply? I can see where you are in the queue. And now let's do Bear's performance review. Okay, so. All right, Bear, come here. It's time for your performance review. Okay, so overall today, you have been a very good boy. But I have noticed an attention of you being a little bit clingy. So can we shake paw? Good paw, good boy. So you were good today, but you've been very clingy. Like I would wake up and then as I tried to walk out the door, you tried to trip me to get pets. So that's not good. I think we're going to need to work on personal space or I'm going to have to talk to HR because HR may need to know about that, sir. So get up, come here. All right. But overall, I think your performance has been good. Stay. And you're a good boy. Go get it. Good boy. Good boy. He will, yeah, like, he keeps trying to trip me. He'll walk in front of me, and he's 100 pounds, which is a healthy weight for him. So all of a sudden, he'll just be like that. But you know what, Wingpone? Let me see. What day did you apply, Wingpone? And I can tell you how close you are. And maybe I'll move you up a little bit. Right now, I'm on episode 67, and I've copy-pasted everything down to episode 73. So, but yes, he is a good boy. And since I have a bunch of new people here, can anybody guess how old Bear is? So I want people to guess. Clem, you don't count because you've heard this before. So, hey, love. Yeah, but guess how old Bear is, and I'll tell you after this resume that I'm about to do. What am I? I think it's back-end full stack again. Sending remedy for ships. Okay, yeah. So this one I can immediately do. So yeah, guess how old the dog is. And let's do this resume review. This is not necessarily an entry level though. This is a review of another full stack developer. Not necessarily entry level, but you know, excuse me. Let me redo that. I hate acid reflux. I sound like Rick from Rick and Morty, and it is gross. All right, let's try that again. This is a resume review of another full stack developer. So, they have actually had a pretty good ratio. They've sent me their resume before, and they've made some changes. And from my understanding, they now have a 1-to-50 ratio, which is really good, especially because they're applying for like interns. And they've gotten 200 applications overall, and they had 7 interviews and 2 internships offers. So they want to know what else they can improve. And honestly, that's better than 1-to-50. So probably not a ton else. That's a solid amount. So let's see if there's anything I can say to improve. But 1-to-50 for intern is solid. So if you're not an intern, it's like a C-, but like internships are rough. So I think this should be 1 line. Again, this should be 1 line. The bolding is incorrect, but that's minor. Develop custom shoes for NumPy APIs in Python. Good. We have APIs. We have Python. Data sets, streamlining, design and optimize data process using NumPy and Skippy. I cannot read that. For Git, that's fine. Designed and launched Docker, Ubuntu. Perform data cleansing on Python. Good. We have a lot of Python API, Docker. Python, good. This is what I like. I want the primary language to be peppered throughout, and I've seen it like 3 or 4 times already, which is good. So, project spearheaded the back-end development for a full-stack application using multiple orchestrated real-time chat. Let's see, configured Maven. Again, I would just prefer... Oh, here it is. Here's why. Normally I say I need to show that you can take criticism or that kind of thing for an internship, but they have leadership, which is mentored 5 team members in developing code reviews, programming, structured feedback. This is solid. So technically, I'm not necessarily looking for leadership. I'm looking for the ability to work well with a team, but this does show that you can work well with a team. So yeah, overall, this is okay. I think ideally, I would have a little bit more of, let's see, what would I change? I think primarily formatting is an issue with this one, and maybe something about how you can take criticism, but like, let's be real. If you're getting 7 interviews and 2 internships offer from this resume, I think you're good enough, and you should just keep applying. That's solid. That's also close to like, oh my mind, I'm not good at math, like 1-to-25, 1-to-35, which is solid. So there are some minor quibbles that I would try, but it definitely passes. In addition, part of the reason you can get away with not having as much work together is you've been previously vetted as an intern. So if you've been previously vetted as an intern, they know that you can at least work well with other people, and that's the theory. So overall, yeah, I can see how this passes. This is more internship than full stack. I think, again, the only thing I say would be missing would be cloud, probably. So, and this, I'd prefer this to be in the bullet points, but again, this passes just by your ratio alone. Good job. Let's go to let's go to the next resume. All right. Clingy boy, good boy. I don't know his age, 5 to 10. Actually, Love is closer to 12. He is a 10-year-old, and he's turning, I think, 11 this year. So he is a very old man. Yes, you're a very old man. Yes, you are. So, he is an old boy. But very healthy for his age. Which is like the equivalent of, what, 70 for humans, I think? So, yeah, he's a good boy. And he's turning 11. Actually, I have to, when his birthday is, I don't remember. I have to ask my fiance. So, but it is this year that I know. So, he's my old man, and we love him, yes. That's also why he sleeps a lot, because dogs sleep a lot, and old dogs sleep extra lot. We have another, is this going to be an oops all full stack? I just got out from college, creative job in web development. I put full stack because I learned both front end, back end, but I can also build individually as I learn about content. Knowledge, please review my resume. Okay, yeah. Let's see, what is this? That was 67.3. Let's do this. It's kind of low, but the hell? Is this right? Hold on, I gotta check to see if this is right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't understand this one, but all right. They, how much? They don't know. They've done web, so they just got out of college. Okay, so. All right, let's do this resume, which is kind of confusing to me. Name of ST. All right. We're gonna have to do projects. Okay, well, let me do this. There's a lot missing here, but that's what I got. And they also said full stack. This may be another oops all full stack episode. So I do other reviews. Yesterday I did like a cashier, I think, which I'm actually happy for, because like I do want to help people that are not just IT. I am glad to help IT people, because that is where the market is the worst right now. But I also want to help everybody else. And considering like the stuff that I'm also searching for, which is nurses and radiologic technicians, I'd like to see some of those. All right, this is 674, and let's go. This is a resume of again, full stack web dev. So this might be an oops all full stack episode, but yeah, they just graduated from college, and they've been trying to get a job in web development. They put full stack because that's what they learned, but they can also apply to both front end or back end individually. So yeah, let's see what we have here. So there's not a lot here, which is okay. The formatting is off, I will say. Like this is kind of a confusing formatting, and part of the reason, let me dig down into formatting, since the other couple of videos I went into more of the bullet points, but when you have a particular keyword heavy position, which IT is very keyword heavy, when you have bad formatting, it's possible they could miss the right keywords. And if it's too dense, like this over here, it's very possible that they're not going to be able to find what they're looking for. So here's what I would like you to do. Now, I can only judge resumes that were based on the United States, because again, I have not recruited outside the United States. I did like one role in Canada, but that doesn't count. So my advice to you may be different if you were applying outside the United States, because apparently, which I found out, in Turkey, it is expected that you put a picture of yourself, but in the United States, you should not put a picture of yourself on your resume. So here's what I would like this to be. You have languages right here, which is fine. You need to put that on the second line here. I want to see, basically this says English and native, like English advanced / native, because when you are searching for somebody that is bilingual, or heaven help you if you're a recruiter and you're searching for a trilingual position, it's actually really hard to find. And even if you don't meet like all the requirements, if you meet enough of them, they may move you forward based on the language that you know. So like I was searching for somebody that spoke French, and the manager would be like, look, if they can speak French fluently and English fluently, that'll change how much they need. So your formatting is off because there's too much stuff bolded. I want you to use my formatting. This doesn't need to be anything longer than one line. So, also, I don't know what a systems analyst and development technologist person is. Computer support analyst, rabbit radius, optimized DNAs. Okay, diagnose network. So this is why I got confused. Is this reads like, well, a support analyst position. But I don't see how you used any of the languages here. So it's also possible that you did this while you went to college and you did not have any actual experience with coding at your job. That's okay, it can happen. What I do need to know, though, is your projects and things you worked on. That will then be basically taking the place of the experience. And there is a reason that you would put your experience, even if it's not related, particularly to your job when you just graduated. And the reason for that is length of experience. Companies, as a general rule across a lot of industries, want to make sure that you can stick it out. So if, say, you actually, obviously you're not here for 999 years, but if you were doing this part-time through college, this would actually be important because it shows that you could stick with a company for a while, and that's actually a green flag, even if none of these were related. But right now, my problem with this, and the reason I couldn't move forward, is you have systems and analyst and development technologist. That's not a coder, at least in the United States. I don't know the terminology outside the United States. Here, it's a computer support analyst, which would be more like help desk, which again, I don't see any of the keywords. Just having the skills doesn't count. You need to show how you use them, and I don't see that. So this is a case, maybe come on the chat, and let me see if you're actually in chat real quick. Doesn't look like it. So yeah, I cannot move forward with this resume, but again, this may be a difference in how people outside the United States recruit. So I guess comment below and maybe I could help a little bit more, or come on the channel and let me know and I could bump you up in the queue so we can actually tell you how to do this. So, but yeah, I'd be very interested to know, because nothing here works, but again, that might be a difference of where you are. So let's move to the next resume, which is it another full stack? It may not be. It may not be. It's a software engineer. It may not actually be full stack, though. So let's see. All right. Hey, instead of taking my CAPM one, I looked through the crimes for the P while I applied and got approved. So in regards to my resume, do I write PMP? Yeah, I would do anticipated March, full moon. PM, so a lot of the cases, certifications is not that important, but PMP is a huge cert. So if you can put expected March 2025, which is January, February, March, not very far away, that's good. And it also, you're not lying to them. You're letting them know, hey, I'm expecting to get it next month. And if they move forward with that based on that, that's good. And it gives them the opportunity. So yes, I would put that up front and possibly even above your education, because a PMP cert is huge. That's a very big cert. That is a huge, huge qualification that a lot of places want. Why do I drink this with two hands? I have a holder. All right. Harris, how much does a career gap impact an individual's chance for a job? Being an unemployed CS grad since May, that's the only thing stressing me out right now. One of the places I'm thinking of is the interview does ask current state of the job market. So, in my opinion, while there are obviously managers and recruiters that care about a gap, they're not as many as you think. It really starts to be a problem when you have a gap longer than 2 years. That's when it starts to be a general problem, is longer than 2 years. But as a rule, if you're not even there unemployed for a year yet, most people are sort of understanding of how bad the market actually is. So it's when it gets to 2 years that is an issue. And again, you will get a couple of people that have an issue, but it's not as, again, you're trying to do the one size fits most, because you will never find the one size fits all. So yeah, there's definitely some managers. I've worked with one or two, but they're in the minority, except when it goes past 2 years. That's when it starts getting worrisome. And that's less so that you have a gap and more so that they don't think your skills are relevant. So, oh no, it is hell out there, Radical Static. I fully agree. Can they say they did an internship? I mean, maybe if they actually did, yeah. But again, that's like, it's dependent. of what kind of internship and everything else, but it's when it gets past 2 years that it becomes a problem. Not counting after you graduate. Like if you graduate this year, they're gonna expect maybe you didn't do a ton. But so 67.4, 67.4M. But no, I mean, if they really just ask you, like, you know, what's the gap, because that is a common question, you could just say, I honestly don't know. I've been applying for jobs, and the market is really rough. I'm not sure why. They'd probably believe you, which is true. I mean, that's one of the things you can just say. I've been applying for jobs, and I don't know if it was my resume, but I just haven't heard back from a lot of them because of the market. So it's taking care of family, yeah, again, but like, remember, the problem with a gap is not necessarily what you were doing, it's that you're not working on your skills. That's why they have a problem with a gap. Again, you'll get some particular managers that care, but most of the time it's more of an issue with, hey, you haven't been working on your skills for 3 years. That's going to be a problem if we hire you for those skills. So that's where the issue is. In most places, you definitely, you know, obviously there's going to be some managers and recruiters that care, but in the vast majority, that's the case. So, but look, I had a stopgap, and I had medical issues for like 1.5 years, and I put that there. But if they ask, like, yeah, medical issues, but those issues are resolved, and I'm back to work. So, but it's really, that was sort of before I learned what the reason is. It's really how you were using the skills, and they want to make sure your skills are not outdated. So, okay, we're doing another software engineer. Was this all software engineers today? And particularly like 3 or 4 of them will full stack? So, okay, also, I do want to know, I am going to, and I would like to ask the chat this question, I am going to change up my formatting. I like the fact that the resume is now bigger, but I realize the skills section up there is kind of too small. Would people want this to be under the resume like I was in the last one? Because I do want to make it bigger. I want to make sure that the skills section is bigger, or maybe I put my head bigger, or my head smaller, and then increase the length of it. But I do want I think it's hard to read. This section is hard to read, which I don't want. So I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm thinking maybe this weekend or next. Yeah, the skills is hard to read, and unfortunately so I'm gonna have to fix that. Not sure how yet, but I'm gonna have to fix it. So, because I think it is very hard to read, which is not my goal. So I might make it bigger and then below the actual resume. But I do want to keep the same size of the actual resume because that's easier to read. So that's my goal. It may take a week or two for me to do it because, again, I have to work this weekend because I own my own company, and that means I get to set my own hours. And unfortunately, that means most of those hours are also going to be on the weekend. So, hooray! Although right now I'm just waiting for a bunch of people to respond. So I have to give it a bit to see if those messages were correct and then redo those things. So, yeah, the skills section is hard to see, and I don't like that because that's actually arguably one of the most important things. So I'll see if I can only make a note real quick to fix it. So give me a second just so I can fix it for maybe this weekend if I have time, or at least next weekend. So let's move over here. Saturday. I don't have a ton to do. Let's see. Fix formatting to show skills better. Because I am not an artist. I am very creative, but I am not an artist. And that is a problem. All right, I think this is good. They started applying in November with about 60, 30. All right. This is almost all entry level, really, today. this is software engineer. Maybe not full stack, I don't know, but they are entry level. They started applying in September, November with about 60 plus applications, and now they're starting in January with about 30. So to let everybody know, I say the ratio is very important. The ratio doesn't count during November and December because those are very weird times in recruitment. So I don't actually know how important that is. Also, I don't know their ratio because their ratio doesn't count during that time. Also, it does look like they're just graduating. So in May 2027. So this is not, I'm assuming this is an internship. I think this is an internship. I don't actually know. They said software engineer, but it could be software engineer intern, which is gonna matter because those are gonna be different. So since you are expected to graduate in 2 years, I'm going to assume that you actually meant intern. So let's change up this to intern. And as an intern, as the previous ones I said, which apparently this is all intern episode almost, is I need to know a basic understanding of your tech stack, and I also need to know that you can do the work well with others and can take criticism. So your one issue you have is the formatting in this is awful. Which is not awful. That's not what I meant to say. There's a slight, just the education section is awful. That's what I meant to say. Everything else is okay. It's just the education section is awful formatting. And the reason is almost everything is indented, and that's kind of hard when this is indented, and this is indented, and this is indented. Also, you have this line under experience. You don't need that line. That also makes it harder. And the line over here. Those are minor quibbles. Let's go to the actual thing. So first off, I'm going to say what I said in the previous one here is this an internship? Because this says system administrator. I don't know if this is an internship. Is this an internship? This says DevOps contract. Is this an internship? I don't know. Because if this is an internship, it makes sense that this is between Jan and April, which is fine for an intern. It makes sense that this is between June and August. But if it's not, this looks like a job hopper, right? So you don't want more jobs than years of experience, except internships don't count against that. And I don't know if these are interns. And it may have been that because you did not state that this is an internship, that it actually kind of makes it look like you're a job hopper. So this needs to be one line, and you can delete this stuff, but this needs to be one line. You need to get rid of the line under education, the line under experience, and the line under projects. And then here, we need to know if this is actually an internship or if this is like part-time while in college. It's assumed it is, but it does matter, right? You don't want to ever rely on assumptions in your resume. So this is probably a big issue, is it kind of looks like you're a job hopper, which I doubt is the case. I bet these are internships, so let me know. Now let's go to the actual bullet points. So utilize Ensemble to Linux workstation. Okay, migrated 30 over pop blah 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 bash. So here's the problem with this. I don't see any experience that would be related to directly a software engineer. Now, obviously, if you've worked with software engineers before, or you are one, you might be yelling at me right now. You're like, Lee, headless headhunter, what the heck are you talking about? Those are direct parallels to software engineer. Well, I'm a dummy. I don't know. You cannot rely on your recruiter knowing that. I really want to see the basics, right? I want to see TypeScript. I want to see Java. I want to see Python. I want to see if it's front-end, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. So there's nothing here I can use. And I don't see anything about working well with others here. So let's go to the DevOps one. Again, I don't know if this is part-time or not. That's the big issue, is it looks like you're a job hopper, which I doubt you are. I think this is an intern, but a recruiter may not pay enough attention and they may reject you because of that. Engineer a robust cluster for heterogeneous Linux local network if you're serving HPI. Okay, so here's why I have a problem with this, is I have to go all the way here before I see a single keyword. And truthfully, Kubernetes is a little advanced for something in a intern resume. It's good that you have it, but I really want the basics. I want MySQL or SQL. I want Java. I want Python. I want JavaScript. I want TypeScript. I want the bare bones basics. And there's You have AWS, which is fine, which is cloud. But yeah, designed a Docker with WordPress, SQL. This arguably I think is your best sentence that I can find because it has the most. I really want to know the basics. Here, cooperated with a team of 3. This is fine. I like this because it shows the cooperation. Python, great. SciPy, okay. Matrix, that's fine. Yeah, this is fine, but like, look, a recruiter is not going to scroll all the way down here. They're going to go to here, see they have nothing for software engineer, and reject you. Maybe they'll look here, then they're going to reject you. Then they're going to look at here, and then they're going to reject you. And I'm not trying to be cruel. I just want this to be the harshest review you have ever seen in your life so that you actually get the job. And that is the problem with this, is I don't see the basics that I need here at all. And even if I go here, this is it. I finally found this, is HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This stuff should be up here. So it doesn't, to summarize, it doesn't read like a software engineer until you get to maybe here. It doesn't say you're a software engineer. The formatting is not almost right. There is a reason in my formatting it looks like this, but there is no line under it. Is the line actually hurts your chances, and the education is not formatted correctly. It's close though, and I know you used my format. It's very close, but it's not there yet, and there's a reason I have it in a particular way. So the formatting is almost good, and it looks like a job hopper, and that's going to hurt your chances. So redo a lot of this, the bullet points, and I need to know a little bit more, and then I think you're going to get some stuff. Because like this right here, this needs to be in your bullet points a lot. In fact, right here, this needs to be everywhere in your bullet points. These are the most important things in your resume, and I have to go all the way down here for it. So could this pass? Probably not. Unless this is more like, I guess, I'm trying to think of a way this would pass, and I can't see it. So yeah, this is what you need. And that's the end of this video, not the stream. If you're still on the stream, stay with me, and I will see you all on the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me out. All right. Oh, hey, Bones SWE. I'm glad I made a friend on that other stream. I really like her stream. It's really cool. She's got awesome music, and she plays the Offspring, which I appreciate. And the music really does remind me of the stuff I listened to in high school. But I really like that stream, and I've been trying to find other streamers to raid and stuff like that. So welcome to the channel, Bones. I appreciate it, and hopefully she'll still be streaming when I end, so I can raid her channel, even though she has like 6 times more than me. So, but I wanna help. So, how goes it? Also, we're gonna get hit with an ad in like 2.5 minutes. I snoozed it so it wouldn't get caught while I was doing the review. Oh my god, there's like full stack engineer, entry level Java, software engineer, full stack. It's like nothing but full stack for the next like 8 resumes. Oh my god, okay. Wow, that is quite a bit. So that is 67.5. Let's see, 67.5 M. And 67.5. I may have to start increasing the length of these videos, truthfully, because I've been getting a lot more reviews. I just want to make sure I can actually review them in time. No, she already finished. Boo. Also, I got a redacted resume if you want it. Yeah, I mean, you could submit it. Right now, there's a queue. There are currently 50 resumes ahead, I think. So, but if you submit it, I will review it and post it on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna get more water during the break. So, but yeah, I have quite a bit of resumes, which is also why I am not a coder and why I've been going to other coding streams, is because I think they're sort of in the same adjacent space. So it is, but I mean, it's your resumes are my content, and I've been pretty honest about that. So what do you get? You get a professional resume review that could cost you $275 from a recruiter who's a corporate recruiter and knows their space, and I get views on my YouTube channel and content. So I think that's a fair trade. Although really I could charge for this, I just don't, because I just would feel scummy. I cannot imagine charging people that don't have a job. I will take donations, that's fine. I will take your free Twitch Prime sub, because if you do have an Amazon Prime account, you get a free Twitch sub, and I will take that, because that is free, but otherwise I don't feel comfortable charging or doing the bit stuff. So, but I'm okay with the work. So, let's see. It's also, I don't like this formatting at all. Ooh. All right. So yeah, we have an ad in a second, and then I'll go to this resume, which again is just what we've been doing. It's almost all full stack. It's not always usually this much full stack, truthfully. So, let's see. Hi, Bear. Yeah, we have an ad, Bear. That means you get pets. You get pets while we have an ad. Oh, are you in the corner right now? Yeah, there you are. Floppy dog. Dog does not want to move. So, can I get a little more light here? There we go. All right, we have an ad. Boo. But I don't want to do the review while we have an ad. So, and as always, feel free to ask me any questions, even if I'm not currently reviewing your resume. I'd be glad to answer them about your job search. So, I hate these ads. They gaslight me. Like, they're like, oh, we're having an ad. I'm like, okay, I need to stop talking. And then it's like a minute before it starts. And I'm like, no, you need to let me know so I can judge this correctly, Twitch. Please, don't do that to me. Oh, gosh, this formatting I don't like, but whatever. Are they full stack and looking for an internship? No, it doesn't look like they're... Okay, they're looking for an actual position. So, all right, well, we're just going to have to wait. It's still, the ad hasn't come on yet. I can't start this until the ad finishes. There it is. Okay, can I get more light in here? There we go. More light. We need more light. Ooh. Doesn't look good. Okay. I have no idea what that is. So. What is their ratio? 50 to 1 is solid. All right, we are back. So we've got another one. Their ratio is... They didn't give me anything here. Okay, cool. Well, let's begin. I am reviewing a full stack developer resume. I swear I do other resumes besides IT and full stack in particular, but like it's been IT is down right now, so there's a lot of stuff in IT that is sent to me. But so feel free, even if you don't have an IT resume, to send me one. So this person actually has an okay ratio. It's 50 to 1. That's like, I think that's like a C-, truthfully. But they didn't give me any additional information, so I don't know enough about it. So let's review it. Full stack. As per usual for full stack, we're looking for TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, Node, Angular, SQL, React, API, REST, Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, and any extra languages, and their sub-whatever languages, and Git. So, first off, this should be black and white. Not a huge fan of the formatting, but as I have said before, formatting, you can have bad formatting as long as the bullet points are good. It's kind of okay. So the formatting I don't think is great, but out of all the bad formatting I've seen, this is on the less end of bad. So, because I just do black and white, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of these technical skill sections. Okay, this is fine. This should be bundled up with the education just to save some space. I don't like how it's all blue, but let's see. So architected, that is actually a phenomenal word. Architected is really good. They want to know, if they want to look someone who's done architectural stuff, that's really good. What is an architect in IT? It's what managers want. That's what I know. A scalable leveraging. Leverage counter goes 1. I hate the word leverage. Again, I don't have points off for it. I just hate it. AWS services such as S3, Redis, database along the clients it built with WordPress. That's actually good, especially if it's full stack. I don't have it over here, but it can be an important keyword for some front end. So, all right. Create an exceptional editing for reports and data. Intuitive, robust using Laravel PHP. Collaborate with the user design Figma. Yeah, okay. So I just want, again, I want more basics. I want TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and then I want a little bit of SQL. SQL and maybe API or REST, but it's okay so far. So here it is. Modernize using the latest HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Perfect. Agile Scrum's team. Perfect. By attending weekly Scrum screen control through Asana, Spirit Development, Adobe Suite, Project Experience, CI/CD. That's good. Yeah, I'm just missing. Truthfully, I think this is okay. Some of these bullet points I'm not the biggest fan of, but they're not bad. They still get the stuff. I'd like a little bit more of TypeScript, JavaScript, CSS, and HTML. I'd like maybe some Node and Angular, but I do need some SQL. So if you truthfully just add a little bit of that and fix up the formatting, I think you're going to get maybe like 1 in 25, 1 in 30 instead of 1 in 50 as a ratio. So, but the bullet points are okay. You're just missing a little bit of the stuff, which I think is primarily SQL and a little bit of the full stack language. So yeah, overall, okay, I can definitely see this passing. But yeah, good job. You just need to fix those things I said, and you'll probably get more ratios. Get more ratios? Get a better ratio? Get a better ratio. That's the word. So let's go to the next video. And if y'all like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Really helps me out. I said video, it's not that. Okay, well, thank you for submitting it, Bones. My friend might get an offer from formerly Twitter, but he's on the fence about working there because he's worried his future employers might see that and reject him. Man, I have no idea. In the current climate, if you asked me that like 6 months ago, I would have had a definite answer. I have no idea. The worst comes to worst, they just don't put it on their resume, or they say X company and they say confidential company and write it like that. But yeah, I have no idea. Twitter and X is either going to be very highly sought after or the giant red flag on your resume, and I have no idea which way that axe will fall. So yeah, if it wasn't for like the last 3 to 4 weeks, I would have an answer for you. So I have no idea, Firebrand. I'm sorry. That's beyond me. So I really wish I could give a better answer, but I have no idea based on the current climate. Because he is currently mixing his stuff in politics, and that is always an issue in hiring. So if you're a recent grad, you put education first, then skills, then work experience. So I don't like skill sections. Yeah, at least it's not the Doge software engineers, right? Yeah. I don't want to get too much into that because that is bad and terrifying, and I have no idea how it's going to shake out. And I try not to think about it because it scares me. But yeah, so there's a reason I have my formatting, right? Resume template on my website. Right here, there is a reason I do this. And this is my template. And I think this is good for almost everybody if they're an IC. There are some exceptions, but unless you're a manager, and like a manager, not like project manager, but like manager of like 15 years, a large amount of people, I think this is the format you want to use regardless. Cybersecurity may have it a little bit different, but this is the formatting I have. I'm not a fan of skill sections because when I first started recruiting, primarily I think for IT, I would see those skills on the resume and it'd be like, cool, they have them, put them to the manager. And without fail, almost every time, the manager would reject those candidates because a skills section in a vacuum does not help. That's why you need them here in the bullet points. So again, there are exceptions for like higher level manager ones. So if you have like if you're a manager or a CTO or a director, your format is going to look different than this. This is primarily for IC, which is individual contributors. If we use the channel point benefit of skip the line, how do we let you know which resume is ours without doxing? I will message you directly, and then you send me your email in that message. I want to be very clear, though. Don't put it in the main chat. That is actually a fear I had. So, that is a fear I had, but that is how you have to do it is I will message you, which I need to put. So, would have an amendment to your template only under one condition. If you are a grad or only a little work experience is great. If you have more experience, then put education below experience. Even if you've got 5 or 6 years of experience, you should still keep your education up here. I maintain that fact for IC resumes. And if you look, right, like we're going to go to LinkedIn real quick. If you look at like full stack developer, a lot of them do say education. Not all of them, but most of them do. So they do want to see that you have a CS degree. Now this does say entry level, but let's look at some non-entry level ones. So full stack engineer, and watch, I'm going to be proven wrong. But look, bachelor's degree is a qualification. This is a job that requires 4 years of experience. They still want your bachelor's degree. So I would, unless it's a non-IC resume, which again, higher levels is a little bit different. Oh yeah, no, I am a US-based recruiter, Bones. I do not know the market outside the US, so that I can only do for US-based stuff. I have 2 resumes. One is full stack, one is a back end. Python, they're similar for the most part, but the start of each keywords are different. If I use this skip the resume line, would it be fine to use it on both, or is the rule 1 resume per reward? I do 1 resume per reward because that's how I have to judge it. So, but yeah, I am doing this with a specifically US-based bent because I don't know other markets like that. I just don't. I haven't done it. I don't have years of experience with it. I have gotten somebody a job in the UK using my method, and I got somebody a job in the UK way more interviews for a front-end position using my method, but I have not directly worked in the UK. So, grain of salt. Which actually, fair point. Is the term grain of salt still used in the UK? Because I realized not all of the affirmations, whatever they're called, are used. Okay, cool. By your method, do you mean your template? Yes, my template, which again, if anybody wants is here. I recommend this for non-managers. This is, I think, the best template. The more boring your resume is, the better chance you get. That's why the second worst resumes I've ever reviewed have almost always been people that do design or marketing. The first one is nurses, but that's a different story. Nurse resumes are scary. But besides nurses, marketers and UI, like developers or artists or designers, they have the worst resumes I've seen is because they try to make them stand out, and that's not the point of the resume. So, that is 68.1. Is that 68.1? Let me make sure I did that. Yes, that is 68.1. But yeah, that is why I ask people to put their email so I can track where they are, but in the system if I need to look it up. But I also don't want people to dox them fires, so it's not perfect system that need to work. Shouldn't designers have artsy resume those? No, they shouldn't. Yeah, look, this template is good for almost everything. I want to be clear though, there is no one size fits all in recruiting. You will never find a perfect fit. But this is a one-size-fits-most solution. When you do actual management, like deep management, I don't think this works. Or if your skills are, if you have a very chaotic resume, it may not work, like the places you've worked. But this is good for almost everybody. In fact, here, I'll look at this, right? Let's do let's do designer. So you need to make your portfolio look pretty. So let's look at this. So this is a UX designer. Look at this. These are keywords: HTML, CSS, Adobe, this, that, Zoom. To showcase your good design, you use your portfolio. Your portfolio should have a link. That's where you show how artsy your resume is, not in the resume, but through the portfolio. You show your artsiness through the portfolio, not the resume. Because look, this, Canva, Photoshop, graphic design, portfolio is what they're asking for. Video editing. You don't get that kind of stuff through the portfolio. You get that through the resume. Even as an artist, you still need a very basic resume. Your portfolio should excite, though. And I am not qualified to judge a portfolio. So, yeah, template is solid worldwide. Honestly, if you want to be able to help all, then it's basically same in all countries. But in Asia, China, may need to add a photo at the top left. Yeah, that's true. Like, apparently, Clap said in Turkey a photo is normal, which I didn't know. So, by the way, thank you much, Headless Headhunter. I've learned so much for videos, helped out my siblings, friend. Yay, I'm glad. Thank you. How would you recommend we indicate an experience with internship or part-time? Title at company, parentheses, part-time, or internship, part-time. I mean, you can just state it. That's fine. Typically, internship is more important to show because if you don't show it's an internship, it's going to look bad. Because, again, you don't want to... job hopping is, like, the worst thing you can show. But internships don't count for job hopping because it is generally acceptable. And this is one of the few assumptions that is everywhere is they're going to be, like, three months, give or take. But yeah, you can just put it here, parentheses. Like, title at company, parentheses, part-time. So, that is why I say it. Okay, we did 68-1. Entry-level graduate Java software. Okay, this is specific. I don't know Java off the top of my head. Do I have a keyword and template for Java? I don't. Okay, we're going to have to search for it. That will matter. So, entry-level Java. Developer, entry-level. That's formatting's off. Entry-level Java developer. Let's just do that. All right, I actually have to search for this because I don't know. It's such a nightmare to search for a Java software engineer because it keeps picking up, like, full stack because of JavaScript. So, it's... This might take a couple of seconds to actually find this. I do know... I'm really upset I didn't write this down. I do know cloud. Obviously Java, though. I do know Java, cloud. What are some of the libraries that Java uses? Not particularly JavaScript. Can somebody let me know in the chat? Because I know Python is Docker and .NET is C#. I don't remember off the top of my head what Java is. Not JavaScript, but Java. Springboard Selenium. Okay, perfect. That's probably what we're going to be looking for. So if I look for, let's see, there's 3,000 and let's do Spring. I think I'll just put Spring. We get, not a lot. Although admittedly the Boolean search on LinkedIn is not as great. So let's do an or. God, I don't know if this is going to work right. LinkedIn does not always do Boolean searches really well unless you're in the, like, the recruiter version of it, which is how I do it. Or, I think API. What, is there an API in particular for Java? So, let's see. Java Project CLDC API. Is it REST? Is REST particularly... Again, this is a lack of REST API. Is that a Java version? REST API is an application interface, blah, blah, blah. Is this based on Java or not? Which job boards do you recommend for internships? Ooh, that's a tough one. Probably Indeed and LinkedIn. That's where most of them will be. Most companies that are big enough to do internships are going to put it out on LinkedIn and Indeed. So... Let's just see if Selenium works. I really hate doing Boolean searches on this, but okay, there we go. This is getting a lot more. So this is particularly, these are both good keywords then. So Cloud, Java, Spring, and then Selenium. Hate IT words, man. Absolutely hate IT words. SQL. But yeah, I mean, LinkedIn Indeed probably is the best for internships, especially in IT. I can't imagine a lot of other sites using those. Maybe Monster and ZipRecruiter, but a lot of the times roles that are on Indeed, they also have a contract that works with Monster and ZipRecruiter. So, unless you're looking for something very specific. Sequel is pronounced squeal? It's pronounced squeal. No, I hate IT terms. I hate that. I've been calling it sequel all this time. It's pronounced squeal. No, I refuse. SQL. It's going back to XQL. I hate IT terms. I hate their names. IT will be like, hey, we're looking for somebody with SQL, Datadog, Python, Potato, Azure, and Floop-de-Whoop. And those will be real terms. I can't even tell if they're joking. I hate IT terms. I despise them with a passion. I'm missing my hair tie. I should put a hair tie. Yes, because it's supposed to be sequel, but that was trademarked, so I had to change it to squeal. I can't even tell if you're joking. I cannot even tell if you are joking. And it makes me cry. Software developer. This is going to be tough. So we're also going to do Node, anything JS, JavaScript, which I know technically is the same thing, but they're different. Front-end dev, let's do back to just Spring, because I think Spring is going to have some additional stuff. Not a lot of showing for Java engineers. So yeah, full stack, JavaScript. Let's do full stack. Kafka. I think these are closer. Kafka and Redis. I'm gonna save this afterwards. Kafka and Redis is Kafka. Okay, what is Kafka? Let's look at Java libraries and frameworks list. Spring, Apache. Okay, here's some. Spring, Apache, Grails. I think Apache maybe. Let's look at Apache. Oh yeah, that's much better. Apache is one too. That's in a lot more jobs. That is in a ton more jobs, so we definitely do want Apache. Full stack stuff, Apache. In fact, I think this is probably going to be better. Kotlin. Okay, here it is. I think Kotlin too. I don't like searching for Java because it gets... Python and .NET are easier, but it's kind of a nightmare. Is Kotlin Java related at all? Or is Kotlin... No, is Kotlin Python? I guess Kotlin is different. So, the original SQL standard declared that the official pronouncing for SQL is SQL. Too many non-English database professionals still use the non-standard pronunciation like the word SQL. I refuse. I don't care. I'm a recruiter. I can get the pronunciation wrong. I will work to get your name right. I will not work to get SQL right. It is SQL. I'm keeping it as SQL for my own damn sanity. Rust? Oh, Rust might be one too. Rust. No, not the video game. I want the actual thing. What's Rust in Java? System language Rust isn't yet. Okay. I think Rust also works. So let's do Rust. Yeah, Rust works. All right. So there may be more, and I will probably have to do it, but I need to actually review this resume. Python or Go, ML models. Right. There it is. AI, ML, NLP, large language models, LLM. God, I hate. Java developers are so tough to look for because it always gets confused with JavaScript when you do the Boolean searches, and the quotation marks don't fully work. Okay, my hair is crazy now. Can I actually get my hair to look right? I don't think so. This part needs to go here. All right, well, whatever. I don't know where my bun is. I don't know where my hair tie is. Is it in my pocket? It was in my pocket. That's where it is. All right, and then we'll actually review this resume. This is the most, if people are joining me for the first time, this is the most important part of the actual process, is determining the keywords and qualifications. And this is the kind of thing I would do with the hiring manager. But since I do not have direct access to the hiring manager, this is something I have to do on my own. And this is the part that takes the most time. So there's probably a couple of others, but I think this is going to be the best. So let's review this. Let's go to resumes. This was the same one. This person did their dang contact info. Okay, hold on. I need to make sure they're not doxing themselves, so give me a second. Wait, how did they do their contact info? They didn't do their contact info. They didn't? Okay, I guess they didn't, and I wrote this wrong. Is it the next one that did it? Yeah, it was the... No, the next one didn't do it. I'm assuming those are fake numbers. Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I said they put their contact info here. I don't actually see their contact info. Let me double check. Yeah, no, this is it. It's... Okay, cool. I don't know... I don't know why I thought that, but let's review this resume then. Kind of weirded out that I said this, and I hope I'm not missing anything. Maybe I thought their phone number was contact, but I guess it wasn't. All right, let's snooze this ad. This is a resume of a Java engineer, entry level. So they said they graduated in July 2023. They have 1,000 applications with 10 interviews max. That's not good. That's a 1 in 100 ratio at best, which is still not good. Changed my CV multiple times during that time. Had more chances landing interviews if referred by a recruiting agency. That is usually how it works. Recruiting agencies typically know their manager, so they can tell you what to put in your resume. The AI trainer work experience is more of a side hustle than a full-time job. I've also had a 1.5-year gap. Okay, so let's review this. Java in particular, these are not going to be all the keywords, but they are going to be some of the keywords that I'm going to be looking for. So Java, obviously, Cloud, Spring, Selenium, SQL, anything with JS, so Node, Angular, and also JavaScript. I know JS stands for JavaScript, but I just wanted to have them both. Anything for full stack. Apache, I think, is the name of this one. Rust, also spelled Apache wrong. And then anything with AI, ML, NLP, and LLM. So, formatting wise, I think this is too many links. You should have a portfolio, and you should put all the links there. But your formatting is off. There's too much bolding, too many lines, and it's actually hard to see this. Especially when this giant blue of the link is tough. So, let's see what you have in the bullet points in particular. This also should be one line. I don't see anything here that needs to be more than one line. You know what? Maybe this may be a UK thing where this is important to put. So maybe 2 lines. I don't know enough about UK recruiting. I'm a corporate recruiter in the US. So AI freelance trainer, you can just put AI trainer and they can ask you what it is. And you don't have to put freelance. You can just say AI trainer. Leveraged RLHF, model transparency of transformer data, conducted manual evaluations, model input, provided inputs of model through HTL process. Okay, so this is why I hate when people bold, because they never bold the right things. Nothing here is in anything I need. I don't need anything here. Also, don't put this job. The reason you can have a job that is not directly related to your main job is if it shows that you've been there for a while. The fact that you were only here for less than a year is actually going to count against you. So you should remove this bookkeeping assistant. That's not good. It's going to hurt. So there's nothing here I need. This is actually hurting your chances. Let's see if there's anything in the projects. Java 17, Swing, blah, blah. Developed a desktop application using Java and Swing. That's good. Swing may be one of the keywords. I haven't seen it, but it may be the case. Visual inhibiting retention, data, JU, profile, Java, SQLite. Okay, so here's already my problem with this resume is I have to go all the way here until I find the first mention of Java, and you said you are a Java engineer. Then the next best sentence is here where it has SQL. I have absolutely, and I'm just gonna, Swing, nothing, sockets, nothing, technical skills, Kotlin actually can be one. In this entire resume so far, I have gone through. I have only seen Java, Maven may count. I'm giving you half credit for that. I've seen Java and I've seen SQL. And that's what the majority of jobs are going to be looking for. And you only have it here like twice in this entire resume. This is why when you actually worked with the third-party recruiters agencies, they give you a better interview ratio, is they know what to put in your resume. You work with them, you put it in. This would almost always get rejected. This is the stuff I care about. I will say Maven I can add as well. I think I've seen that a couple of times, and there may be one or two other things that I've missed, but overall, this is what I care about. And I don't see any of that here. When you say AI, I don't see ML, NLP, LLM, which is what I need to see, which is language models or whatever. Yeah, there's nothing here. This is why you're not getting any interviews, is the recruiter is seeing all this and being like, okay, they don't have any of the requirements, and moving you out. So you really need to redo the bullet points. Your formatting is not great, but again, a bad formatting is not necessarily a death sentence in a resume, but a bad bullet points are, and these are terrible bullet points, specifically in that you don't have any of the keywords I'd be looking for. That's why they're bad, is I don't have any keywords. I saw Java, Maven, I'm going to count Maven, I'm going to be kind and count Maven, and SQL, and that's it. That's 3. That's an entire page of a resume, and there's only 3 things I found. And I need to really see that here. Those should be here. Those 3 things need to be here, and then everything else should have all the other stuff. So there's no way this is getting passed. Again, I am a US-based recruiter, not in the UK or Europe, or, that's how much I know about the geography of there. But this, I'm pretty sure, would not pass almost any recruiter stuff. So yeah, I could not move forward. Please remake it, redo it with those keywords. That is what is actually particularly important. So, because I don't know, I could maybe figure out this was a Java developer, but it would be tough. And especially if a recruiter is not trained on IT, they may not need it. So move these projects to your actual, up here to a little section portfolio. Stop having the blue over down there. Fix up the rest of the formatting and have much better bullet points, and you're going to have a much better chance. So let's move on to the next resume. Okay, should you put your own company for intern positions without a red flag? It's a giant red flag. You can actually put it there, just don't mention it's your own company. Because typically if you mention you have your own company during the interview, they're fine with it, but on a resume, it's a red flag. Managers are a lot kinder to self-owned companies during the interview, but it's almost always a red flag before the interview. Has enough time passed that we can safely say LLM on resumes without needing to explain what it stands for? We can do a quick search on that. I think that'll be... Oh, I liked it better the other way. I need a haircut. All right. So let's do... It's large language model, right? That's the acronym for it. So let's look on LinkedIn real quick, and we'll see if that's actually correct. So large language models show up in 14K results, and then let me make a large language model. Not large language model. Let's do quotation marks so it says all of it. Although admittedly this won't necessarily hit. And then this, it is 20. I think you can. I think you can safely just say LLM. I think that is more of a keyword than the actual full thing. So, because look, 20 jobs say large language model. 14K have LLM on it. Again, this is a very easy way to determine if your skill or qualification is in the market, is to do a quick Boolean search. So yeah, that is 14,000 versus 20. You can just say LLM. It's actually possible. It'll help your chances more. So then we have an ad in a minute and a half. So I will get the next resume up. How many have we done today? I ran out of some of the gel I normally have. That's why my hair is crazy and I keep going back and forth because it's not where I want it to be. But that is fine. Let's do this one. This is a pretty sure this is a fake name. So that is 68.2. But yeah, let me see how many I've done today. after I put this in. So I'm not done by far. 68 2M. I try to go for about 3 hours each time. That is about how much my mind can take. But let's see how many we did today. We did 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think we did like 10-ish. I think that's solid. So, but yeah, let's look at this one. What is it? It's almost all software engineers for the next one. Nope. Go back, Lee. Software engineer. They don't tell me and they give me unknown. I hate it when they do that. All right. We're going to guess what kind of software developer it is. Oh, I need to save this. This needs to be saved because I need to actually get my Java stuff because a couple of people do want Java. So this is Java engineer, and that is going to be those keywords. And then I will let Bear out real quick. So I will be right back. I need to let Bear out, and I need to refill my water. So let's do this here so that it is ready for it. Let me move this up so that I'm pretty sure this is a fake number so I can say it. And then I will be right back. The ad should be in a minute. Give me like 5 minutes and I'll be right back. The dog needs to go out. I need water. Come on, Bear. Come on. Let's go up. Oh, good. Wake up. Yeah. Come on, Bear. All right. We are back. And we got a text message you have to deal with. Okay, LinkedIn, that's not helpful. I don't need that message. It's like, you're one of the few experts to work on X and Y. And it's like, those things annoy me. All right. This is... I got nothing. All right. They did not tell me. They said unknown. All right. Well, let's do our best. This is a software engineer. What is the ratio? I don't know. We're reviewing it. They didn't tell me anything. They just said software engineer. So let's see. No, sorry. Let me redo that. All right. Let's move. I don't like summaries. All right. This is a resume of a software engineer. Their ratio of applications to interview is, I have no idea. They didn't tell me. They also didn't tell me what kind of software engineer they are. So we're just gonna look. Oh, okay. First thing, full stack. That's actually solid. Okay. Results-driven full stack with 6 years of high grade desktop. Blah 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 blah. This entire thing can be deleted. This can be deleted. Okay, yeah, I don't care about, like, any of this at all. The skills section is too long. I don't even see the education. The summary is too long. So the most important part of your resume, people ask me, like, okay, Lee, what is the most important part? Like, how big should your resume be? Should I keep it to 1 page? Should I keep it to 2? And the answer is, it doesn't matter. What really matters is that the first half of your resume has the stuff that we need to move forward with you. So this part is the most important part of your resume. I've seen managers that hate 2-page resumes. I've seen managers that love 2-page resumes. But all that matters is that the part I just highlighted shows that in your work experience that you actually meet the qualifications. And this doesn't. So this person did in fact just waste the most important part of the resume. So let's move down. Contributed to the development of work critical systems. Okay. Yeah, I don't. Nothing. Azure. Okay, here's the problem. Azure is the only thing. Collaborated. Why would you... Okay. Nothing about this works. There's no way in hell a recruiter is probably going to get to here. And I don't see that you're a full stack developer. Yeah, your formatting is bad. Your bullet points are not great. I don't know why you did this. I've seen this style before and it never really works. Okay, I don't want to be mean. There's just so much wrong here that I don't actually know how to help without like completely redoing the entire thing. So I think you need to completely redo the entire thing. This is my format. That's the old resume. Never mind. That was the one from the last 2 videos. This format doesn't work. On my website, please use my format. And then I need to know, like, look, if you're actually full stack, which I assume you are based on that first line, the keywords I'm going to need, and let me put them up real quick so you can see them, are these right here. These are what I need to see, and I don't see, like, any of that here. Yeah, look, again, I can see, obviously, this is not in the United States. Again, I've only recruited in the United States, so, but at least in the United States, this is not how you write a resume. So none of this would work. I could not move forward. If I sent this to the hiring manager, they would send it back and question my ability. So let's move on to the next resume. There's so many things with this I cannot help because there's nothing that works. The bullet points are bad. The formatting is bad. And it's way too long because they're wasting the most important part of the resume. So let's go to the next resume. I hope that wasn't too cruel. Relevant coursework. I don't think so. Okay. I don't think so because it doesn't usually help. Like, again, the most important thing is your bullet points. And anything that takes away from your bullet points is probably going to be bad. There are exceptions like the PMP cert and the other certifications in cyber. So cybersecurity, the certifications are very important, and those are the things you really want to focus on. But in 90% of the resumes, the bullet points are your best option. It is the main meal of your resume, and everything else is just a side grade in most cases. That's why I'm not really a fan of it, is because, and this is why I kind of don't like this type of formatting, is like it takes away from what I actually care about. So, and what I care about is the bullet points. Everything else is not as important. That's just the case for most resumes. Because, like, if you put relevant coursework, what are you going to put, like, Java developer? That's cool. That just counts as a skill section. Like, if you focus maybe in AI and NLP and it's a hot market, maybe. But again, that's also, like, maybe if it's a master's or doctorate. If you're a PhD, then that matters too. But in most cases for non-PhD candidates, and for most masters as well, it doesn't really matter. So, again, you can probably find like a particular industry where it's true, but I can't think of it off the top. Talking about finance. Okay, finance. What are you trying to be? Let me do this, Clap. What are you trying to be after you graduate from finance? Because finance is broad. Finance could technically include accountants, or it could include day traders, or it could include like consultants. So specifically, what are you trying to get? Because the most important part is the job title. Because finance can vary, right? Like, if I just put finance, it's going to be a lot. For finance, okay, what is IB and PE? Let me know the actual full thing. Because IB, I don't know. I do not know every industry's acronym off the top of my head. And some industries actually have acronyms that are the same as each other, which really bugs me. So, like, whoever thought making SAS and SaaS the same is a cruel person. I mean, not the same, but both of those. Okay, so private equity and banking. Okay, so let's do investment banking. So then we have to decide what type of investment banking. Are you doing an analyst? Investment banker requirements, bachelor's degree. So as long as you're in this degree, you're fine. And I think you could, like, investment analyst, 1 to 3 years you can acquire equity. Yeah, so bachelor's, I'm assuming. No, please ensure your resume is your college GPA. Investment banking career coach. Please not apply. Yeah, here. Investment banking. So private equity. I think we can probably find the same thing. Private equity. Again, it depends on what part. I'm assuming it's going to be something like this, which is, as long as your degree says finance, accounting, or related field, you should be fine. I don't know if any courses in particular would make it better or more attractive, but this is particularly why you look at the job descriptions and you narrow it down to see what you're looking for. I have no idea what this is and why this is here. This is actually kind of a nightmare to find, but also an analyst is going to have different stuff. So as you're new, I think you may have like missed me talking about these before, but essentially your job title is important. What your job title is going to depend for your qualifications. So whatever your job title is, that's what you build your resume around, and it should include that. So like if you're looking for private equity, you need to pick up, are you doing specialist or analyst? Because they may have different keywords and qualifications. So like, look, out of those 14K, analyst is going to be different. So I looked at job description locally and found a few certs they mentioned. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's also the thing. Like, certs can be important. It just depends on the industry, because in compute, like CS degrees, like IT, certs are not huge unless you're cyber, or alternatively, managers, not huge for certifications except PMP, which is massive. So what you really always want to do, and you know what, I have a couple of new people, so let me describe this, is when you are first starting your job search, you need to find a job titles whose qualifications you meet. So as an example, somebody give me a random job title. You have like 5 seconds before I pick one myself. And I don't want to do recruiters because there's technically 3 different types of recruiters or more, and that's going to confuse people. But manager. Okay, manager is, let's specify that. So let's actually do marketing manager. I think that's a good point. So this is marketing manager. So the issue with a lot of marketing managers is these are not necessarily manager positions. These are potentially non-management positions. They really manage the product rather than the people. So when you go to managers, there's people managers and product managers and project managers. But basically, it's who do you manage? So entry-level marketing manager, what they're going to look for, let's say marketing, right? There's 12K jobs. So let's do wow, this person's full face. This is interesting. Social media manager, right? Let's break this down even more. So social media manager. We have almost 2K jobs. That's good. So what they're going to be looking for is these skills and requirements. So Hootsuite, Proud, Shot Social. And then what you would do is you would make a list of all of these. You check about, say, 10 jobs in your job title that you're looking for. Understanding of social media platforms, drive engagement, and you will write down the common ones and see where the commonalities lie. So in this one, education, so bachelor's matters. No, actually I didn't say that. It's influencers, project, Asana. These are going to be used. And look, we sound Sprout twice. So you're going to make a list of the common keywords and qualifications and then build your resume based on that. And that's how you do that. Because you should not actually be remaking your resume for every job. That will actually hurt your chances. You need to do this, which is go through about 10 or 12 to 15 jobs that you qualify for, write down the qualifications and keywords, and see which are the most common and put those in. So that is how you do it. Because here, let me sorry, I'm tired. It's towards the end of the day. But a lot of people say you need to remake your job for every position, and that's actually going to hurt your chances rather than help them. So the reason that will hurt is because it's actually based on how ATSs do sort people, it will put you lower in the queue. ATSs are mostly dumb bricks. They are dumb filing cabinets, and they sort people in the order they applied. So if you say, let's do recent, right? 24 hours. You were looking to be a social media manager. And you saw, let's see a good one. This one, right? Social media for Aleph Beta. And you decided to remake your resume. In the time it took you to remake your resume and apply, there may be more applicants ahead of you. And it's very likely that the recruiter would find enough candidates to move forward to an interview. And when they do that, and they find enough, the manager says, I don't need to see any more candidates. So it's possible they move people to an interview and find people that would get the job before they even see your resume. It's not AI doing it, it's just the order you applied in. And that's why you don't want to remake your resume for each job, is because A, it's a nightmare and exhausting, and B, it'll actually put you lower in the queue. So what you do is you pick like the job title, which in this case is social media manager. You do about 15 of them, see the common keywords, and then make a resume based on those job descriptions and use that resume for each social media manager position. And you can have multiple resumes. Like if I was doing a recruiter, I would have a resume for internal recruitment and external recruitment. They would be different. So, and then you use those resumes to mass apply to every job. So that way, if you see a job that just pops up, like whatever, this one, you can immediately easy apply with it before anybody else, and you don't need to remake your resume. So that is why you should not be remaking your resume for everyone. That is why it hurts you, and that is why a good strategy is before you start your search, the most important part is getting those keywords and qualifications, which is the part that everybody misses. So that was confusing and rambling, but I hope that made sense. How good of an idea is it to find the company behind the job listing, get their email, cold email them? They tell you to go back through the ATS. It wouldn't help. Remember, what I just said is the best way to get seen. Apply fast. The faster you apply, the better your chances. Which is also why you want to do recent. So you can go to here. On LinkedIn and Indeed, they both have this feature. They have all filters. Instead of most relevant, go to most recent. But like if you cold email them, they're going to tell you to go back to the job. Because that's how they keep track of everybody, is through the ATS. So, because like if somebody messaged me, right, for one of my recs and said, hey, Lee, I'm excited for this about the job, I say, did you apply? That's my first thing. Now, you can message them about 2 to 3 days after you apply. That can work. But you don't want to do it before you apply, because if you don't apply, they're just going to tell you to apply. And the amount of, in fact, I don't think I have ever in my entire recruiting career placed somebody who reached out to me first, in both internal and external. I think I've done it through like referrals, because I was saying I'm looking for somebody in X and Y, but I don't think I've ever placed anybody that has specifically reached out to me first in my entire recruiting career. I'm trying to think, and I don't think I've done it a single time. So I hope that made sense, and then let me review this resume. Let's see, they have 150. I've already applied to 500 applications. Okay, so this is a real bad one. All right. This resume is of a software developer new grad. They've applied to 500 applications and only gotten a single online assessment. That is not good. So let's see what we can do. I don't know what kind of software developer they are. So hopefully they'll be able to show me instantly. Okay. This, I don't want to hyperlink it, but the education should be 2 lines max. Actually, I don't think you need your bachelor. No, you have expected. Okay, so expected, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. If it's expected, this should be no more than 2 lines. You do not need more than 2 lines to put your education. Technical skills. This is, again, largely irrelevant. I need to see them in the bullet points, or they do not count. Also, you have listed C++, Java, and Python, and JavaScript. You have listed enough to be irrelevant. Managers have typically come to me and be like, I don't believe them that they've done everything. I know college teaches you everything, and that's fine, but if you list every language, it's kind of irrelevant. Like, if you say, I'm good at Java, TypeScript, JavaScript, and C, they'd be like, okay. But if you're like, I'm good at Ruby, Java, Python, C++, C#, JavaScript, and TypeScript, they'd say you're lying. So this also largely irrelevant. Don't need it. Don't care. Architected. Good word, architected. Real-time data pipelines using SQS. What the hell? I've never seen SQS as a requirement. Node.js is one. With robust validation. Okay, I don't care about that. Flash Coffee, Pizza, Tableau dashboards. AWS, SQ. What is SQS like a version of SQL or Squeal or whatever it's pronounced? Webhook, 100K AWS. So here's why I don't like this. Okay, I hope this is not gonna. Let's make sure this doesn't. Okay, good. It doesn't show. So in this entire part, right? You've gone all the way down here. I've only found 2 keywords. I've seen Node.js and AWS. Nothing else I really care about. I do not see what kind of engineer you are. What kind of developer are you? I don't know. Are you front end? Are you back end? Are you full stack? You've listed all of these, which is typically more equal to full stack, but I don't know. You did not tell me. Microservices, again, that's fine. AWS, Java, Spring Boot, Lambda, Docker. Okay, so you're a Java developer. There we go. That makes sense. This is like, okay, here's why I have a problem with this. This, I have to go all the way down here until I find the best sentence you have. This is the best sentence. No recruiter is probably going to go this far down. It's just probably not going to happen. And then even then, you don't have anything else here. GraphQL, okay, can be one. Spring and Kafka can be one. But again, that's over half your resume, and I barely see anything I need. Like, if you're a Java developer, I put the keywords before. What kind of developer are you? I assume it's Java, and it's a back-end Java engineer. But this does not read like one to somebody who's not technical. And then here you have Python. So the reason you're not getting anything is you don't have the right keywords. This doesn't count. This doesn't count. I want everybody to know this. Skills sections do not count. You need to show what it is, how you used it, and why you used it. That is what we need. The exception to that is the first bullet point under each job, which is a summary. And I want you to be clear, all right? I'm going to throw my own profession under the bus. If you're in IT, you know somebody who's like, whoa, Lee, you graduated with a computer science degree? And they're like, yeah, I have. It's like, can you fix my computer? And you're like, no, I'm actually on the software side, not the hardware. It's like, yeah, but you know computers. My computer's been on the fritz. It's like, yeah, but it's the software side. And what you really want for that is, no, man, can you help me? So you just eventually be like, okay, fine, I'll help you. And then it's not plugged in. That was their problem. It's not plugged in. I need you to write the summary sentence for that person. And kind of the rest of the resume too, but mainly the summary sentence. And it should be here. Remember, it's a summary sentence under each job, not up at the top. So this is why this resume does not work, is I do not see almost any of the keywords. The summary sentence isn't there to show what we are. And, I mean, that's basically it. The formatting's not good either. There's so much bolding. Like, look at this. You bolded almost everything, and I don't care about most of this. I don't care about SQS. DynamoDB, maybe. I don't care about Events Bridge, S3, SQS, Lambda Docker. I can't, like, don't bold everything. Please stop. There's a reason I have my formatting, and it works. It's boring for a reason. The resume that stands out gets rejected. That is kind of a universal rule. So I cannot move forward with this. Yeah, I don't think I can move forward with this. The manager would probably throw it back at me. And let's go to the next one. But I that's why you're having issues getting a job is, well, those. It's the bad bullet points, and the formatting is not as... Formatting's bad, but it's not terrible. But it's primarily the bullet points. So let's move on to, the final review of this video, which is, again, another full stack. So there's a full stack today. SQS is a well-known AWS queuing thing. Okay, cool. So let's see if I'm wrong. I'm okay being wrong, but is the recruiter going to know that? No, it's not. I am correct. If you put SQS, only 427 jobs in the entire United States. No, wait, nope. Past hour. I might be wrong. Here it is. There are only 2,000 jobs in the entire United States that have SQS. So that is why. It's not that you can't have it. It's that most jobs are not going to give a crap about it. So, and that's PG-13. I can say that. Yeah, I can't even barely find it. Here it is. Look, if you have AWS, that's fine. If you have SQS, they may not even know it's AWS. So this is why. It is not well known against people that first view your resumes, which is what I'm trying to get across to people. Are cover letters required? I'm guessing with this strategy you said a mass applying, you shouldn't bother with a cover letter. Yeah, so here's my view on cover letters, and almost every recruiter I've talked to views the same thing. If a job requires a cover letter, it's because the recruiter failed to convince the manager that the job does not require a cover letter. And most of us recruiters are like, we don't need cover letters, you don't need it. So what you should do is have if a job requires a cover letter, you should have a generalized cover letter that you can change like one word and then submit it. But yeah, most of us recruiters in general do not even read the cover letter. It's not necessary at all. So it's just a waste of time. We have it in the resume. So focus on main schools. Like, here's the thing. It would be okay if they had SQS, right? This would be okay if they had SQS, Bones. But I want this stuff first, right? This SQS is the garnish to your meal, but I need the main course. This stuff is the main course, right? Like if it's full stack, where'd it go? Full stack, right? If it's a full stack position, this stuff, this is the main course. This is what I'm looking for. As long as you have this, it's okay to add a couple of side stuff, but you shouldn't like bold it. It shouldn't be, so like if you have SQS here, that's fine. The manager may look at that and go, oh, whoa, cool. But that's after everything else. So once you have everything else, then you can have those side garnishes to your resume. So something like automated ABC pipeline using Amazon SQS, not as a main selling point. Yeah, exactly. It's not, I need a better metaphor than food. I think it's mainly because I'm hungry and I don't usually eat before doing a stream because I'm kind of on a diet, which is why everything is food related. But it's I'm assuming most of us here have played video games. It's a side quest. You need to finish the main quest first so that you can actually then do the... No, that's not true. I play all the side quests first. That's a bad metaphor. Yeah, that's a bad metaphor. I'll think of a better metaphor for it. But yeah, it's okay to have, but the other stuff needs to be there first. That is what I want to impart. That is empty. Why did I do that? This is my actual water. And again, this is a good way to check, is just put the skill here, right? Like JavaScript. There are 169k jobs in JavaScript. That's so many. Or put, like I said, SQS. Boom. 2,000 jobs total. So barely less than 1% of jobs have that as a requirement. So, and this is something you would need to find while you made your resume for the type of job you want. For the job title. So that's why job titles are very important. I hate acid reflux. Oh my gosh. jQuery. You know what? That's fair. Let's look at jQuery. Am I spelling that right? No, I spoiled it. I spoiled it wrong? I darn spoiled it wrong. I spoiled it wrong. That's the southerner in me coming out, y'all. I'm sorry about that. Actually, 17k in the tiny United States, Buggy. It's not terrible, jQuery, actually. It's not as a ton, but that's in some of them. Actually, you know what? How many require COBOL? 5,000, but that's fair. These pay a lot. Oh wow, though I wonder how many of them are duplicates. Yeah, that's true. I would usually cut it down by like 20%. So these are probably for different positions. Oh, that's full stack front end. That was why. Full stack, yeah. Gosh, I was upset. Add. That is 68.4. Oh yeah, Buggy, you're actually got the Prime. Yeah, there's I was kind of upset to learn. So I was having trouble filling a job and I want to increase visibility of it. And I'm trying to remember the site, but there's a common site I saw a lot for job postings, and we paid for a job posting there because it was in the approved vendors. And I was so pissed off because after I did it, they just posted it to LinkedIn again. And I went, why? Why would I need you to do that? I thought this was a separate site that people go to, and no, it wasn't. So I'm trying to see it. Like, I know it if I see it, but it's a common one you see a lot of. I'm sure you probably know what it is too, but I can't, off the top of my head, I can't think of it. Yeah, I was upset when that happened. So, but I usually take out like 20%. I think 20% is fair because 20% are duplicates. So, does LinkedIn do the web scrape thing that Dice? That's it, Dice. No, I was... Okay. Dice was it. That's it. Dice reposts jobs. I was so upset. So I told this, but yeah, let me tell the actual story real quick. I had a requisition and I was having trouble filling it, and I wanted to like increase visibility, and they actually gave me a budget for it. So I was like, cool. So I bought a Dice thing so that we could put it into Dice. And you know what Dice just did? They reposted it to LinkedIn. So after that, I never used Dice again because it literally just reposted the job. I thought Dice was like a separate job board, but no, it's not. They just repost the darn thing to LinkedIn. So I didn't need that. Also, a lot of companies have, if they buy a Indeed account, they can kind of post to Monster and ZipRecruiter the same. So that is something that can happen. So typically Indeed is going to have the same stuff as ZipRecruiter and Monster.com. Not always, but there is a bundle deal where if you post one, it posts on the other. So that's why people are like, what job boards? Like, they're mostly the same, except again, Craigslist, which is the odd one out because those have the most unique jobs, but there's also mostly scams. So yeah, Dice. So that was it. It was Dice. Yeah, I was so upset when I found that. I'm like, from the rest on of my recruiting career, I'm like, no, do not post on Dice. It will literally just repost it to LinkedIn, and I'm like, cool. Okay, so I Craigslist, yeah, is EU Glassdoor and Indeed pretty popular? Yeah, that's what I imagine. Again, in the US, Indeed accounts usually have a bundle deal that also posts to Monster and ZipRecruiter. So I mentioned Craigslist, and let me explain this before people rage on me. If you are trying to get your foot in the door, you will not find any, you may find jobs that are not anywhere else on Craigslist. Now, I want to be clear, Craigslist is mostly scams. Like, most of it is trying to scam you, but the jobs, like the 5% that are real legitimate positions, you will not find anywhere else, because typically those are sub 50 companies that sub 50 amount of employee companies that do not have a dedicated recruiter. And because they do not have a dedicated recruiter, they see, oh, it's $25 to post on Craigslist for a whole month, while Indeed and LinkedIn are close to $300. I'm gonna do that. So they do that, and the recruiter doesn't tell them not to do that. So weirdly enough, Craigslist for an entry-level person, if you can get past the scams, which again, there are a lot of scams, you will find jobs that are nowhere else. But it's really only more for entry-level. But yeah, most of them are scams and trying to sell you stuff. But I've known a couple of people that have gotten their start into legitimate positions through Craigslist. So, which again, like, everybody is shocked when I say that, and truthfully, I don't blame them. It's kind of shocks me that I have to say that too. Just finished school in May, and all these roles have been internships, but I didn't mention that in the resume. Okay. But yeah, I guess I'm assuming Glassdoor and oh yeah, Glassdoor also. I don't know a ton about Glassdoor, so maybe there is stuff in Glassdoor that's there too. My brain immediately made that to something else. No, this was right. This is full stack. Lee, don't do that. This is the correct one. All right. This is did 68 far. This one. Hell yeah, Adam Smasher. I need to finish Cyberpunk. Oh, I love this reference. Night City. This is so good. Especially because I played this recently. I need to finish it. I did like all the side quests before finishing the main one. So, all right. This is a resume of Adam Smasher. Also, I love that reference. I just recently played Cyberpunk. I need to beat it. I'm very close to the end. So this is such a good game. Anyway, Arasaka Academy. I'm getting the references. Yay! So yeah, this is a full stack developer. They just finished school in last year, and they said all of these were essentially internships. So, but they did not mention it on the resume, which I'll be honest is probably going to be your biggest issue, is that you did not mention on the resume, because if you do not mention a resume is an internship, it looks like you're job hopping. So yeah, that might actually be the biggest problem. So formatting, it could use a little work, but it's still clear. Architected and developed an Angular-based dashboard, RESTful APIs with Flask and backend in Python. Well, usually, yeah, this is phenomenal. Ooh, I love it. Developed bond trading algorithms, Python, C++, and Java. Quantum and TensorFlow, perfect. CI/CD pipeline, Git, Agile, MongoDB. I love it. You missed SQL. No, you didn't. I have it right here. MS SQL. Okay, so it's possible the recruiter could miss this. Maybe if you have done any other type of SQL, put that. Or maybe write it in a way that's more easily understood. Like, weirdly enough, put SQL parentheses MS SQL. But these are amazing. Automated formation in Python using Docker. Reduce. Okay, yeah. Engineer to give it. Okay, RFD to Node API. MySQL. Perfection. Yeah. Really, Adam Smasher, which of Night City. With Real Talk, I think your real problem is you diagnosed it in submitting it to me is you didn't put these are internships. This looks like you're a job hopper. but I don't think I can really find any fault with these bullet points. Cloud, Agile, CI/CD, you have it all. Projects, yeah, like, you alone could get a job with just this. So, your real problem is you didn't put these interns. Literally, I think that is it. Because, again, if you did not put this as interns, it looks like you've had 3 jobs in a year and a half, and that's job hopping. And job hopping is the biggest red flag, one of the biggest red flags to hiring managers. So, yeah, like, seriously, just all you need to do is put intern, 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 and lo and behold, you're gonna get a lot of interviews. Like, you right now already have 100 to 1, and I think if you just remove that, you might be getting like 1 to 30, 1 to 40 ratio. So your bullet points are fantastic. Your formatting, again, like I said, there's slight issues with it, which is really just the line there, but you just didn't put intern. That's it. That's all you need to do. Put intern so it shows that you are not a job hopper. Yeah, that's it. This is fantastic. I kind of really like these, is that I honestly want to use these as a gold standard in how to write a lot of these IT bullet points. So let me know if I can just use your bullet points as a gold standard, because these are very good. You just need to put intern. That's it. So yeah, fantastic. I'm glad we could end it on this note, even though Adam Smasher is a villain. But hey, we got to give everybody a shot here. That's the rule. So yeah, that's it for me for this video. I'm still streaming. Don't leave if I'm streaming. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be kind to your local V. Because Adam Smasher, just don't be rude to V, because you may know what happens if you do. So I will see you all in the next video. Clap for me. I romanced Pan Am. Pan Am? Is that... Her name was hard for me to pronounce, but yeah, Pan Am was who I rose. MMSQ is Microsoft SQL Server generally. Are the length of the bullet points fine? Yes, they are. Yay, you... Okay, wait a minute. Pan Am, yep, she was the best. Firebrand, did you do the redeem? Pan Am is an airline, yes, but she is a romanceable person in Cyberpunk. Oh no, this doesn't actually tell me who redeemed the skip line. I assume it's Firebrand, right? That's you, Firebrand? Okay, cool. So here, I'm going to whisper you in a separate chat. All right? Do not do this in the main chat. Here. All right? Not in main chat. Give me the email you used in that, not the main one. All right? Please don't give me your real email in the chat. I just want to see it off to the side, and then I will use that to skip the queue. Okay. 68. 68. Okay. Fix this. Put this over here. All right. So do a little test if you want, and then I'll do that, the skip the line, see if that works. So, I do need a better way of doing this. I want more channel points in general. I'm not sure what to do with them all the time. So, if anybody has ideas for it, let me know. But yeah, Pan Am was the one I romanced. I thought she was really cool. There's only like 3 romanceable people, right? It's Pan Am, I forgot her name. 30 points to skip Q. It's a lot of Q. Judy and Carrie. Yeah, Judy and Carrie. And yeah. My phone number is on an old account. Yeah, the blonde. Yeah, the. I'm trying to remember her name. All right. Also, Firebrand. If you cannot do it here and you don't remember the phone number, you can do it for next stream, and I'll just remind me. I will get you up and remove the queue for next stream. So, bear cam could be a reward. That's true. I already have Give him a treat, but I do want to do more bear stuff. Oh, you submitted it a few minutes ago. Okay. That's fair. Let's... have experience... Software engineer. It's software engineer backend Python, correct? I just don't want to make everything bear-centric. Which also, right now, he's in his favorite position, which is head under bed. He lies like this all the time, and I have no idea why. This is his favorite position. One of my favorite things that happened is he got under the bed, and there was a toy he saw on the other end, and he kept trying to get through, but he couldn't. So he kept barking at the toy, and I had to give it to him. Bear is a pit bull golden retriever mix, I think. So he's a golden pit, and he has the rambunctious energy of both. Okay, so let me fix my own formatting real quick. This is going to be here. That is 69.1. And let's download your resume real quick. John Wayne. All right, you're John Wayne. Alrighty. So, yep. He's also the kindest dog I've almost ever met. I had a Rottweiler once who was also the kindest dog I ever met. It's always the little dogs you have to be wary of. So this is 69.1. This is gonna 69.1. Let me change this in here. This is also why it's a channel point reward. Is this kind of messes with my formatting, and it takes me a couple of minutes to fix. So Python resume. Yeah, he's your go boy. So, but I did have a 120-pound Rottweiler who thought he was also a lap dog. See, Python, I think I have saved. Yes, I do. I do have a Python saved, so this is actually very good. So, as per usual, just pretend I'm not talking to you until the video is finished, and then I will go and actually talk as if you were there. So, all right, your ratio is unknown. You have experience in ML data science software engineer, but aiming for backend Python. Software engineering roles or even full stack if the resume is good enough. I just want to be employed. Yeah, fair. Please let me know whether or not the resume screams backend Python. Does such well. Applied about 20 so far and I'm applying to more. And thank you very much for supporting me as well. So, so yeah, just to remember Firebrand that again, full stack and Python are going to have a separate ones. So, but let's do, so for Python, and I will check real quick just to make sure this is accurate. It should, for Python backend, I believe it's going to be this. So, do I have Django? I do have Django, okay. So Python backend Python assistant vice president. What the hell? Okay, that's an error in the job posting. That recruiter needs to fix that. Python fast API. I have that. Cloud leadership. Okay, so I guess this is maybe just a smaller company. Finance business. Okay, yeah, that's actually, they don't need to fix it. That's what they're looking for. Flask. Okay, I think I'm missing Flask. That is one. So Flask. Let's see. I also don't know if Kubernetes is one as well, but Flask, PostSQL, MySQL. Okay, we have anything SQL. HTML, that's going to be full stack. Git is a plus, but not needed. Bonus is going to be full stack. Git, Python developer, Python Django. I think this is probably good. I just like to check a couple because what is and is not good changes. Fast API is going to be one, just in case. How many are in Fast API? There are half. So I think that's actually worth it to put in. Half has it. Okay. Then double check, blah, 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 team environment, everything has that. Senior Python dev, even if you are not necessarily senior, it's still important to judge these because they're still going to be looking for some of this stuff. I think this is good. Fast API, Django, Agile, RESTful, and then we're going to do DevOps, because whatever, they want you to have it. That's a bonus. Software development engineering of the C#, MATLAB. That's less Python backend. No, this said Python. GUI maybe. Open source, Git, GUI, graphical interfaces, Azure. I think this is good. Let me check the junior one real quick. Python, Django, Celery. I hate IT terms. Celery? Celery? Hate IT terms. That's actually in a couple of them too. Yeah, okay. Celery is in a lot of them. I hate IT terms. I hate them so much. Oh, Datadog, Celery. Oh yeah, cool. I hate them. Why? Why is celery a keyword? Celery, ham sandwich, Python, Datadog. Alright, I think that's solid. Okay, let's go in. We are reviewing, not a full stack, actually. We are reviewing a Python backend dev. I actually forgot to put the right one. Python backend. So let me redo this video. Because sometimes my typing can be heard, and I do not want my typing to be heard. Which means I probably should not have this keyboard, but whatever. I am reviewing a Python backend developer resume. So, what we're going to be looking for in a Python backend developer is going to be Python, SQL, any of them, it doesn't matter, MySQL, your SQL, our SQL, PostSQL, blah, blah, blah. Docker, Kubernetes, Django, Flask, Fast API, RESTful API, Cloud, I actually put RESTful API twice, any of the clouds, Agile, Celery. I hate IT terms. Celery is the actual thing that a bunch of the jobs had. It was like half of them. So apparently Celery is important. Bonus points, you do not need them, but they are good to have, is anything for full stack, so TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, Node, Git, and DevOps. Again, those are bonus, not actual needed ones. So, this person ratio, we don't know. They just started really applying, and let's see if they have these keywords. They're also in my chat right now, so after this, I will talk with them about their resume. So, built and deployed a scalable agent model via Python, good, Cloud, Azure, perfect, SQL and CI/CD pipelines, Azure Git, to stress test exit system, identifying bottlenecks and fantastic. Model transactions via Python, PyTorch, machine learning. Actually, so here's a weird one. I really like this. You may want to put PyTorch where Python is, and then put like that this is AI. So machine learning models, boosting ABM accuracy, worked with the team lead to integrate RESTful APIs. Yes, good. Architected, normalized 2008, perfect. Azure, awesome. I think I'm missing SQL. No, it's there. That's good. You actually had so many keywords, I missed it. That's actually a good thing. Is there any Django? Django. No, I'd like some Django. Kubernetes. Or Docker also. Let's see if we can Docker. Docker's there. Good. Yeah, this is fantastic. I love all of it. There's some slight formatting errors. Again, this doesn't need to be bolded, and it should be in one line. This doesn't need to be bolded. This doesn't need to be bolded. This doesn't need to be bolded. But overall, these bullet points are fantastic. I am missing maybe some, I think they're called like libraries, so like Docker. Do you have Celery? I hate that that's actually a keyword. Celery, Flask. We do have Flask. Docker, I forgot, was there. So yeah, overall fantastic. Let's see. Intern, is there intern? Yeah. You just need to fix the bolding. So fix the bolding. You really don't need this line. I know everybody puts the line there, but there's a reason I do not have the line on my template. But overall, this would definitely pass. Definitely pass. Again, I think I really don't know what else to add to this. This is good. I love it. This should be getting you more interviews. Now, I do want to state, again, besides the formatting issues, it's still rough in IT. So it's not going to be like a 1-to-1. Like, honestly, a fantastic entry-level ratio is 1-to-25 to 1-to-35 for IT. So fix the formatting issues, which are very minor, And John Wayne, I look forward to seeing you code. Fantastic. Let's move on to the next resume. And if you like this content, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really helps me out. Yeah, Firebrand, great. Celery, let's see. Oh, wow, okay. Captain Sneaky, are cloud certificates worth it if one doesn't have experience with cloud? I haven't seen it as much, but if you do not have the direct experience, I think the cert might help. So, wait, is carrots really a keyword? We also have native wind, flutter, dart, swift, gulp, sleepy puppy, John the Ripper. John the Ripper is a coding language? Celery is Python build. There's also AWS Beanstalk. I have seen Beanstalk. Basil and Basilisk and Babel. Ugh, Harris, we don't know their ratio yet. So, but you can ask him. This is Firebrand's resume. They're in the chat. Also, generally, Django or Flask, their backend frameworks. Usually, apps are one or the other. I hate IT terms. I will never not hate IT terms. Those are bad. I thought recruitment terms were bad, but no, IT terms are the worst. I am haunted by that. John the Ripper is a password cracking tool. Okay, that one kind of makes sense. But yeah, so Firebrand, I really love these sentences. Weirdly enough, this is the one I think you can change. Specifically is do PyTorch, and then PyTorch is... What is PyTorch? I think it's AI, right? PyTorch is NLP. So put PyTorch and then put NLP, which is probably better than putting Python in that. Yes, it is. But as long as you have most of them, it's solid. Also, I don't know if you need ABM. I don't know if agent-based is actually a keyword. So, yeah, no, it's not. It's a company. So I think you can actually... So you can say build a deployable, scalable X using Python. So I actually don't, I think this may be throwing it up. I don't think you need to use a keyword there. In addition, remember that this is bolded. This isn't bolded. Nothing here should be bolded. And your formatting is making it a little harder to read. So there is a reason I have my template, and that's how you should do it. But overall, these are fantastic bullet points. And I don't want to say you're guaranteed to get interviews, because it's still rough as hell, especially if you're an international student. But this should, as long as you apply early and fast using this. Oh, no, you're not. U.S. born. Cool. Also, don't say U.S. born citizen. Just say U.S. citizen. I know that's weird, but it saves space. So maybe LLM based. That's more common than agent. Yeah. Like here, that's what I mean. Scalable LLM would be fine. Because, look, ABM is a company. That's why apparently it's a very big company. Skip is on cooldown. I know. I didn't want to have it only skip. So I do have like my goal is like a twice per stream skip. So I may have to up the amount of points to do that. But yeah. I would remove it. Like, I don't know if you need to... Like, again, I don't know if you need ABA here. Because it's not in any of the... Like, does it even say it here? Agent-based mode? No. It's not really. So yeah, I think you could even remove that and you'd be fine. I just showed my own thing here. Let me make sure that... Okay, that's just the Google one. So, do you think a certificate section is useful? The resume submitted has, like, Udemy and the like. Certificates can be okay, but it's going to be dependent on it. Typically, IT certs, unless they're cyber, is not as important. So did you put willing to relocate on the resume? You can. The issue... Also, welcome again. Why does it keep saying possible ban evader? This is... You didn't ban evade. You're fine. I haven't seen anything that you said. Yeah, you've not said anything bad. Okay, let me undo that. I don't know why it hates you. Stop monitoring. There we go. Captain Sneaky is no longer monitored as a suspicious user. Really, the problem with putting willing to relocate is you're not going to be able to go to the on-site interview. So, yeah, it is beneficial to put that, but typically the problem is the on-site interview. So yeah, remember Firebrand. That's true. Captain Sneaky is suspicious because they're sneaky. You are right. They're inherently sneaky and we are worried about them. So yeah, this is why I have the formatting like this, is Education is bolded, but nothing else. Work history is bolded, but nothing else. And then there's a space. And then this is italicized. And 10.5 Arial. My bad, I have it in the full stack resume and refer to it later. But how should I refer to it other than ABM? I don't know. I mean, maybe just say agent-based model, I think is fine. But, like, what is an agent-based model? In fact, tell me what an agent-based model is. That's going to matter. So what is an agent-based model? Like, because I don't know. Yeah, why is this not letting me... Can I even look it up quickly? Even among computer simulations around people, things like cool. This is more knowledgeable than I have. This is too much. Also, I'll be right back after this ad. I need to use the restroom. But yeah, what is an agent-based model? Because if it's an LLM, put LLM. Just put scalable LLM via Python, Cloud, Azure, as SQL, and that kind of thing. So, also, I think it may be safe to put Azure instead of Cloud. Normally, I would say that, but just because there's so many keywords here, it's GCP, which is the odd one out. A lot of places have, in fact, we can do a quick look here. Azure, there is 46. Cloud, there is, let's see if I'm proven wrong. No, never mind. Keep it the way it is. Instantly proven wrong. That's why we do those checks. So yeah, is it an LLM? Is it an NLP? Is it AI? The problem is this is too advanced for the people reading it. The manager may know, but the recruiter may not. Yeah. So, but the formatting fixes will actually help with the... This is why, because it's easier to see this when it's in this format. So, that's why I tell people to do it, is it's easier to read it. I need, like, better lighting in this room. I made fun of I did say the other person it was a coder, and they you know they're good because the only light they need is their monitor, but I do need better lighting. So, if I get hit with an ad, I'll answer it after, but I need to know what it is. Like, at its basic level. In fact, how would you explain agent modeling or whatever? Ad. I'll be back. Give me a second. Okay. Ah! Hey, love. I'm still streaming. What's up? Okay, no worries. Bye. My fiance just called. Sorry. It's kind of like an ML model, just similar to company systems. I mean, you can just say ML. If it is, again, I don't want you to lie. This is just sort of my lack of deeper understanding of coding. But if it is like an ML model, you can just put ML or NL or whatever it is, which is machine learning. So if you mean agent as an AI agent, then you frame it as something created, testing, harnessing, using AI agents. Yeah, see, that would be fine as well. But I don't want you to hyper focus on this. You really just, honestly, to fix this, here, let me show you how to really fix this. Besides the formatting, you do need to fix the formatting a little bit. It's close, but it's not there. So here's how you would fix this. Let's see. Blank writing page. All right. All right. So this is how it is. Let's increase the. Oh, that's like not visible. Let's increase the font size here. So all I would do really is that. As a software engineer, I haven't heard of that ABM term. It's probably something I've run into, but called something different. Yeah, you do have to make things generic. So I really need better lighting. This is how I would change that. I want to be clear. I don't want you to lie. If this is inaccurate, don't use it, Firebrand. But if that is accurate, this is how you should write it. And then you can use Azure for the rest of them. I know normally I say the full thing out and then here. This is the only time you will need to use cloud as the first one, that way you can teach the recruiter. Oh, there we go. That it is cloud. So assuming that makes sense, that is how you write your summary sentence. And then fix the formatting like this. Which again, that's the free template, y'all. There's a reason it doesn't have the lines. It's very clean and boring. So, and don't let me lie for you. I want to be clear. I do not want to lie for you. I don't know enough to know the industry. I just know what managers and people want to say. Also, okay, that I can keep going. So, any other questions on your resume? Do the lines make it? I mean, look, you can look right here. It's harder to see this here. The more boring you can make it, the better. And the reason it's different is because of the bolding, right? This is why I only have a few things bolded. Your name, which honestly I don't know if it really needs to, but your name, the education certificate, and then the work history. Because these are bolded and nothing else is bolded, it creates a break so that people know that it's below that. That's why. Also, there should be a little bit of a space between here. That is why I use the bolding very rarely, is because just with these two bolding, it shows the breaks without the line. And when you get to a high keyword thing, which Bear just put his butt under there. A high keyword type industry, which IT very much is, you said it yourself. When all of those are next to each other, it's harder. So that's why I wrote that sentence there, is to make it clearer. Is because you can run into an issue where there's so many keywords that it's kind of, you can miss something. So that's why the very limited use of bolding, that basically acts as a page break, and writing it like I did makes it so that they will not miss those keywords. So now also you are going to have to do this fast. So remember, the faster you are in applying, the better your chances, because even if you have a fantastic resume, I mean, look, if you're number 7,050, if you applied to this right now, even if you were qualified, there's a large chance you wouldn't get seen. So that's also why I tell people to do all filters, do most recent, and then apply through this. Because while everybody else is remaking their resume for this, you can put it in. I know you're not a Citrix support engineer. You're a Python dev, but where are you? I already forgot. You're a Python backend dev, but the principle is the same. So that's why you have this resume. Use it for your Python. And let's see, can you do anything? Yeah, Python is good. Yeah. So yeah, that way you can apply. Because look, Python dev. This was reposted 12 minutes ago. 14 minutes ago, and only 6 people applied. So if you do this, right, Jana? Jana will go through this, which heaven help her if she's not a recruiter, and find the resumes in the order they applied. But since you already have one, you can apply to this. I don't know if that's in the same area you are, but you should already meet these requirements. So you have the education, you have REST, which I believe I saw. We have Agile, we have... Gosh, this one did. We have this may not be a Python one, but whatever. That's the point remains. It's actually hard to. Here we go. Python developer, easy apply. 35 minutes ago. Everybody else is going to be remaking the resume, and by the time they apply, it's going to be 120 people in it. They may not get seen, but you already have it. So you have Kubernetes, you have React, you have Python, you have whatever, and you have Git. So again, you're not going to meet all of the qualifications. That's okay, as long as you meet about 75%. So, and here, this is why it's also tough to apply to jobs outside where you're looking for, is they require a face-to-face interview. So, but that should be good. And that you can use that to apply for a lot. So, and that's also, remember, all filters, most recent. That's how you do it. So, all right, let me know if there is anything else you need on that resume. Otherwise, I'm going to do our next one. That makes sense. By the way, my friend mentioned it looked weird in terms of formatting, font size, margin. Is this something you've also noticed? It's weird because of the bolding. Also, I don't know what font this actually is. Can I see? Will it show me? No, the font size is okay. It's Calibra. Oh, that's what. Yeah, Arial. Use Arial. Arial font. Excuse me. Everything that is not this section, so everything else in your resume, Arial 10.5. All of this, Arial 10.5. Arial 10.5 is the best. That is the perfect amount of readability and smallness so you can put more. So if you change this to Arial 10.5, that will be better. Also, it is possible your friend is severely dyslexic and they don't know, because Arial is a dyslexic-friendly font. So you may want to mention that to them. I am also dyslexic, which is both a boon and a curse, because you are that friend. Yeah, so, which is also why, okay, so here's the thing if you are new. The one thing you should never trust me on is spelling. Do not trust me on spelling. I am a master at telling people how to do better resumes, because that is how, as an agency recruiter, I made my placements, as I had candidates remake their resumes and they got interviews like that. But never trust my spelling. Do not trust my spelling. That's one thing you should never trust from me. So, and it's also like been a, you know, I don't know if we have enough time for another resume, and this was the start of another one. So, but part of the thing about recruiting with dyslexia is it is more difficult, and there are things I miss, but I have learned to actually build tools that when other recruiters use, they end up doing way more. So weirdly enough, my disability has actually been both a boon and a blessing and a curse, which normally I hate like that when it's all like it's two sides, but it actually has. So, but yeah, your friend may be dyslexic, because Arial is a dyslexic friendly font, which is another reason I like it, is because A, it's better for me, but B, it's better in case the recruiter is. Does your friend know? Because that might be why. But it weirdly works out, and this is why I think it's a blessing, is when things are easily read for me, they are exceptionally easily read for others. So that's why I do this, and it's Arial 10.5, which I find very funny. So yeah, because like when you're reviewing a bunch of resumes in a row, your mind can go into a fugue state. And I've seen other recruiters do this, not even dyslexic ones. And it basically reduces the mind fatigue on the recruiter, which allows them to pay more attention to your resume, which is good. Because remember, looking at resumes is, weirdly enough, like 20% of the job. The rest of the 80% is not resumes. Does this resume scream back on Python? As I didn't say it. I would say yeah, because it has Python, is because they're going to see this, and they're immediately going to see Python, and then you also have Python here. So I think that does say Python. Although, weirdly enough, there are some other roles you could apply to this, but this definitely does scream Python to me. Primarily because you have it here, you have it there, and then you have Docker. I don't know if you need Buto 3, but that's fine. Python, pandas. You can actually just put pandas here to reduce it. So, because you've already taught them the other stuff, and pandas is sometimes it. I think my only issue that doesn't scream Python is Docker is all the way down here. Maybe put Docker in like the first sentence here, and I think you're fine. But otherwise, this does read very much a Python dev. So, which is fine. Render the CV using NumPy and MyPilot. Somehow it'll be the most Python CV ever. I don't understand enough of that joke, but I still like it when I did understand. So yeah, does anybody have any like last minute questions for me? We're gonna end in a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna raid. Please raid. Please raid. It's always beneficial to raid other channels. And I like doing it. It makes them happy. It makes me happy. It's good. So stick around for the raid. But is there any other final questions for tonight's stream? I will be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. My normal schedule is Monday and Wednesday, 11 a.m. PST, and then Tuesday at 3 p.m. PST. And I usually go for about 3 hours. So, also, it's like really looking dark in here, even though I have the light on. So does anybody have any last minute questions while I find another streamer to raid, who hopefully I have vetted before? My biggest fear is raiding a streamer and then they say something horrible, and I'm like, I needed to have vetted them. Let's see. Black Cat, I do know. They actually taught me some stuff. They are playing Hollow Knight, which is good. Print something bot. I like this person. I think they're cool. CM Griffin is cool. Let's see if there's anybody else. This is some sick music. So yeah, we'll do CM Griffin. He is a coder, so y'all will actually know. Have you seen a software engineer where you were like, okay, I have to call this right now for the job? No. And here's why. Any single time a resume stands out, it's usually bad. And I have learned to never get excited about a resume until I talk to the candidate, and I tell the managers that too. So if I see a really good resume, I'm basically like, next. That's it. That's all it is. It's volumes. You never get attached to the candidate until they actually start. So no Q&As, cool streams. What do you mean no Q&As? Now, this person is actually a SaaS developer that's making a SaaS for other SaaS. That sounded like I made stuff up, but that's a real thing. That's how that works. I hate IT terms. Oh, they filled me with rage. All right, let's go to him. He's really cool. Thank you all for joining me. I will be back tomorrow. Let us raid. I was about to say rage. Let us raid this other channel so that he can get more people. And yeah, so thank you all for joining me. Let's start the raid. I appreciate it. And in like 5 seconds, we'll go. Last time I raided somebody, they ended it immediately. So let's do. I think we're good. So 3, 2, 1, raid. And thank you for joining me.